Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini, that is I. And oh my, it is a big day today, for we are painting a big egg tonk. As the nice witch says, egg klaxon, because this is a Hekaton Land Fortress, and it weighs a heckin' ton. It doesn't, it's quite light, it's made of plastic. But this is a big tank for the Leagues of Votan. It is big egg box. It is lovely. I'm going to paint it. Now, historically, I have hated painting vehicles. Some of you may remember that I had a tank for the Adeptus Sororitas, the nuns with guns, that was referred to as the Apology Bus, and I hated the damn thing by the end. Hated it. Hang on, I'm just trying to get this framing right. There we go, it's a bit better. So I can also have my elbow on the table. I'll even go up a bit more. We'll work around it. But yes, goodness me, I hated painting that tank. But hopefully, because this is a very interesting model, it's not like a standard Rhino. It's, got like loads of panels and interesting bits, and like there's a little robot guy sat here with his little spindly arms, just being like, type. I'm hoping that this will be fun. So what we're going to do is I'm going to paint it for 4 hours. And hey, at least, even if I have a crap time, we'll have done 4 hours painting on it. So there we go. I hope... Peter Draconis says, that's a cool design, but the pilots being exposed on the front like that does raise some questions. There are some clear plastic bubbles that I'm going to put over this that come with the kit, but obviously I have to paint this first. So they are in kind of like a cockpit with glass. But yeah, Claire de Bear says, do the wheels spin? They do not. This turret and this turret are supposed to spin, as are these turrets here, but I have glued them all down because I hate fun. Actually, it's because I find it quite annoying when things are supposed to spin, because they're like, oh, look, it spins. It's like, okay, great. That's also a nightmare to paint, right? Like, it's really unpleasant to paint. So, yeah, I glued them down. Because, sod it, it's my miniature, not theirs. So there we go. I am going to use this big old brush, which is quite an old brush, but it's a big brush. So I can just slap down some paint on this big heckin' tonk. And then, oh yeah, I need to kind of underpaint it first, don't I? Shit. That's a whole step I forgot about. Where's my dry brush? Here's my dry brush. Aidan Folks is on a super chat saying, YASP, which is You Awaken in a Strange Place, was so funny. Would love to see more. Thank you. It was a delight to run that game. What a wonderfully silly thing it is. But also very intuitive and... puts a lot of control in the player's hands. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I played this game, You Awaken in a Strange Place, which is a fully devised, it's an RPG where you literally create the world, all of you together, before you start playing. And I played it on the New Oxventure channel with Jasper William Cartwright from Three Black Halflings, Liv from Three Black Halflings / Dicebreaker, and Luke. And we had a lot of fun with it. It was grand. So there we go. Thank you, Aidan. One Shot Wonder is kind of like a new format for the channel, and I think you'll be seeing more of it. Hopefully, we'll visit that game again sometime. You never know. But yeah, anyway. Levi Coffee has done a super chat saying, actually painting along today. Thanks for the calm. You are very welcome, Levi. I hope your painting goes absolutely marvellously. What I'm going to do is dry brush the crap out of this thing for starters, which is going to take a while, but it's a big model and there's only one of it, so that's a good thing. If I were painting a squad of 10 of these, I would truly be despairing, but as it is, we're doing okay. Thank you very much for the super chat also. Erica Collins says, wow, done a big old super chat, thank you. Saying, hi Johnny, I'm having a massively rough time of it at the moment, mental health wise, and just wanted to say a big thank you for all that you do. Your videos help an awful lot more than you might realise. Thanks, bud. with a smiley emoji. That's a really lovely thing to say, Erica, although I'm very sorry that it's a tough mental health time that's kind of led you to say it. Suffice it to say, I really hope things improve soon, and that you start feeling better, because I've been there and it's shite, isn't it? So, yeah, I really hope things start looking up. But thank you for the kind words, and I'm very glad that the things I do help, because that's a very nice feeling, especially when sometimes I don't feel in control of my own mental health, and I feel, all sorts of negative emotions, which intellectually I know, the things that I feel aren't true, but that doesn't stop me from feeling them quite intensely. So it's always nice during those times to be able to think that there are people who sort of appreciate what I do and have found it useful in the past. So thank you very much in advance from me the next time I feel like shit, and I hope you stop feeling like shit very, very soon. Oh, the nice switch says, lovely jumper that, Johnny. Thank you. It is a waffle knit. It has been my friend through many a winter, which kind of makes it sound like Shadowfax from Lord of the Rings. It's not that impressive, but it's a nice jumper. I enjoy it. Nick Jeffries on a super chat saying, hi Johnny, hope you had a good weekend. I want to say thanks for the amazingly chaotic YASP game on the Oxventure channel. Or should that be Tanks? I think it should be Tanks. What a lovely model this is. Are my eyes getting worse? It seems a little bit harder to read today. As in, it seems harder to focus on the text on the screen. I should probably go for an eye test, because I haven't been for one for a while, and my glasses are close to breaking. I've had them for a very long time now. So while my prescription I don't think has changed, I probably need some new glasses. Just Another Broke Nerd says, Johnny, can you give a quick explanation of dry brushing, please? Yes, thank you. Oh, Aidan Folk says, you're getting old. Thanks, Aidan. Good to know that's all it is. I'm just falling apart. So dry brushing. You might have seen me getting some paint off the palette here, and then I've got some kitchen towel here. I'm not affiliated with Blitz Kitchen Towel, but God, I wish I was, because it's honestly amazing. Blitz, if you want to sponsor me, I'm not even kidding. If you're out there, if anyone from Blitz Paper Towels is watching, please, for the love of God, get in touch, because I think your paper towels are great, but they're also quite expensive. Worth it, but also, expensive. Anyway, right. Sorry, I was asked to explain dry brushing, not what my favourite paper towel is, and then sort of could I debase myself for the possibility of getting a free roll of it. The idea behind dry brushing is that you work a bunch of paint into the bristles. So we'll show you on the cockpit here. So dab, 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 dab. I've got some paint on the tip of this brush. Now with this kitchen towel, I'm just going to sort of, you are wiping it off, but because it doesn't all come off completely, that works some of it into the bristles. So if you notice my thumb here, what you want to do is, as a test, you see how the pigment's going onto my thumb there, but not getting into the creases of the knuckle. That's the kind of thing you want, because when you're dry brushing, put a bit more paint on. When you are dry brushing, the idea is that the bristles, with their little bit of paint on, catch the hard edges. So you flick it over quite gently. Like that. You see that edge there? How that's getting picked up? You just gently flick it, or you can do it in sort of round motions. And the idea is it's supposed to just sort of pick out the raised bits. And picking out the raised bits is good because it kind of simulates the light hitting it. And when you then paint over this, it's already added tonal value. So the same paint going onto this dark bit of the model is going to look different to paint going onto this lighter bit of the model. So it's going to help those edges stand out and basically already give it a bit of a highlight. It is a very useful technique. You can also dry brush over painting. For example, if you're painting fur, you could give it a brown coat and then dry brush over a lighter colour. That works as well. It's a really versatile technique, and I think it's very useful. Googly-eyed skull, or Monk, is in the chat. Hello, Monk. Thank you again for the game yesterday. We played Space Station Zero, which is a cooperative game in which you have teams of sci-fi adventurers exploring sort of a big, hulking, derelict space station at the edge of the universe. It was very good. We were fighting robots while also trying not to succumb to poison gas or fall through a rotten floor. And we did all right, actually. And then we were fighting weird nano-robots while dealing with toxic gas. So that was a whole other thing. But we didn't finish that one. Did I miss a super chat? I think I did. Erica Collins, there we go. Another super chat saying, "Oh fuck, nice people make me cry. Have a lovely night/day, everyone. I hope that you get all those good vibes you give straight back." Thank you, Erica. Sorry for making you cry, but I hope it was a cathartic cry rather than a rubbish cry. Meanwhile, the Nice Witch says, "I don't think we talk enough about how weird eye tests are. Just some bloke shining a light in your eye and dancing about in circles while you wear huge, hilarious goggles. Oh, they're deeply weird. They're deeply, deeply weird, and I don't really like going for them, but they are useful in terms of making sure that the prescription's correct, I suppose. I remember having a laughing fit when I was very young when I had an eye test, because you know when they've got like the little like manual thing where they're checking your irises and it's that little dot. Obviously, you have to look at the light, but the light then sort of became the eye of my the guy doing the test, the optometrist, 2-1 optometrist, and he looked not unlike Albert Einstein or Professor Wheato. So he had this tiny little like light eye, and then I could just see like hair coming off in weird scraggles as he sort of like approached me. And I couldn't stop laughing. Like, my dad was actively telling me off by the end to be like, "You've got to behave." And I was physically incapable of stopping. It was great. It's a real cherished memory, actually, of a man who was very nice to my family for years and years and years. And there was just one day when I made his job really fucking hard. Anna's Tindelli says, "Johnny, your voice is particularly lovely tonight. Hits me in the ASMR just right. Thank you. I had a nap not long ago, so I imagine that's part of it." The Nice Witch says, "Respected academic Professor Wheato is your optician." I can't believe they canned Professor Wheato as the Wheatos mascot. There isn't a Wheatos mascot anymore. Because they can Professor Wheato, which is always alarming. Because when they start getting rid of the academics, then you have to wonder. Well, that's a bit of a heavy dry brush. We'll go with it. You have to wonder, you know, what's afoot, what they up to, what they playing at. And they then brought in Wheato, who was just a giant Wheato, and now there is no mascot at all. Wheato couldn't hold a candle to Professor Wheato. So I guess that would make him Professor Emeritus Wheato. Oh, why do you watch this channel? That was not a funny joke, but I thought it was fucking brilliant. Nick Jeffrey says, this is a super chat. "By the way, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to be food shopping, and you'll be in my ears as I browse Aldi. Are you going to need anything while I'm there?" I don't need anything, but the middle aisle of Aldi, it's not as much fun as the middle aisle of Lidl, actually. But it's quite fun. No, I'm all good, thanks, Nick. But if they do have any wacky things in the middle aisle, just report back. Like, I'll show you what I got from the middle aisle of Lidl the other day. It was actually on the same day I was recording You Awaken in a Strange Place with Liv and Just William Cartwright from Through Black Halflings. It's absolutely wild. And I think you'll agree it's the best £20 anyone has ever spent in their entire life. Just let me do a tiny bit more dry brushing. Will says, my mum got really mad at me in the opticians because I was lying about what I could see during the Ishihara test. Anyway, about 5 years later, we discovered that my grandfather was also colourblind. Oh no! There is nothing scarier or more upsetting as a child than, like, telling the truth and not being believed. Like, children have such a strong, keen sense of injustice. It's really marked. So, like, generally, whenever I see something like that happen, or if I see, like, if I'm out and I see, like, a sibling push another sibling, and the person who got pushed is the one who gets told off for fucking around, I'm just like, oh no. Makes me sad. Right, there we go. That is a dry brushed tonk. We now need to slap a bunch of Nuln oil in the recesses. Particularly, I'm going to hit these middle bits in between the plates so that we can add some more shadow. Born to Poodle has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, I had a 4 RPG game weekend, so just want to say thanks as you helped inspire me to get back into it and GM after a break of a decade. Sounds like you took the ball and ran with it, Born to Poodle. Well done. 4 RPGs in a weekend is no small potatoes. Right. Chaos says, how much empty space is there inside the tonk? Asking for a friend. Right, Kay, I'm going to do a weird thing. I'm going to play you a video off my phone that I sent to Ollie to talk about... Ollie. There we go. To talk about this exact problem. Because Ollie was asking me whether it's possible to fit 8 eggs in the tonk. And the short answer is no. But here's why. I really hope I don't get a copyright strike from the music that's playing in the background.
Hello, Ollie. The short answer is not on your fucking life. This is like the floor of the thing, and then I've got an egg here, and then I've got like 1 egg, 2 egg. If you are very lucky, 3 egg, maybe 4. If you base them very, very small. And then, however, it gets worse because you'll see the roof goes on. But then, right, you know, the back door's going to go on, roof goes on, but then the cabin, when it goes in, looks like it sits down in there quite a lot, so that's going to reduce the space even more. So I'd say 2 eggs tops.
There you go, 2 eggs tops. Petrolia says, more spacious than I thought, but still a tad tight, yeah? Yeah, basically the floor is only that wide. So, not many eggs, unfortunately. Here's what I got in the middle aisle of Lidl the other week. It is a snack helmet. Hang on, let me go full face. This is an American football snack helmet. So what we've got, I haven't actually taken off the cable tie here, but you've got a tray, and that's for like snacks or dips, right? And then, wait for this shit, I'll blow your mind. The lid comes off, and you've got like a bucket. And the bucket's either for snacks, like popcorn or chips, so you can have like chips and dips, or you could use it as an ice bucket. It's wild. I bought the snack helmet, and I've never been happier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate it on the side with like the Hot Bobs League logo, and we're going to use it as we're going to put a bottle of Prosecco in it for our Christmas Yuletide Invitational Tournament. So the winner will be able to reach in and help themselves and pop a cork to celebrate their well-earned win. Best money I've ever spent. Chaos says, fill the helmet with blancmange for the authentic NFL head trauma experience. Oh my god. Spiky Kitty says, the question is, can you wear it? Not on my bonce. It might fit on someone else's head, but goodness me, it wouldn't fit on my head. My head is big. Right. So, we're off to a good start today. I've got a good feeling about this stream. Partly because it's been bloody ages since I've streamed painting anyway. As we had Monday, we were doing Halloween stuff, weren't we? So there we go. Monk says, that's magnificent, hard agree, best thing. There you go. Come over for a game of Dungeon Bowl and we'll use it. We'll put snacks in it. Dave Gresham says, so many questions. Why is that a thing you can even buy in the UK? Okay, so Lidl is a supermarket that is... it sells a lot of like brand name groceries and stuff. It's genuinely like a very good affordable supermarket, but they also have this middle aisle, and it's like the middle of Lidl, and it has basically, I'm going to use a smaller brush for this, but actually basically just a lot of just very random stuff. It's kind of famous for being like, why would I want a cordless drill and a paddling pool today? And yet they dedicate a surprising amount of floor space to just like loads of odd objects, odd things that you wouldn't expect to see in a supermarket, and it's kind of great. It's kind of like culturally quite significant. It's just everyone is stunned by the middle aisle of Lidl. It's very weird. Grumpy and Stitch, the newbie gamers, oh bloody hell, they've done a massive super chat. Thank you very much. Saying, hey Johnny, thanks again for being you. Take this from me and the wife to buy Watson some treats and yourself a couple of beers. Planning 2023 to host a Spelljammer D&D. Wish me luck. Hope next year brings you and your partner all you want or need. Thank you, that's lovely. Good luck with the Spelljammer stuff. D&D in space, absolutely wild. Spelljammer ships are kind of fascinating. And I hope it goes very, very well for you. Thank you again. I will certainly buy Watson some treats and myself a beer or two. Bizarre that it's coming towards the end of the year already. Where did October go? That went fast, it feels like. But here we are, nonetheless. Nick Jeffrey's done another super chat. Nick, this one reads, your head is precisely the size it means to be. There you go. Means I don't look good in many hats. Don't make me put the cowboy hat back on. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll only ask you if I can borrow £3,000. Okay, so I'm putting some Agrex Earthshade in the cracks of this here. Not the cracks, the places between the plates. And hopefully you can see if I flip it one way, then the other way, it does add a bit more contrast, which is what we want. We want these plates to be quite prominent when we start slapping paint on them. Dave Gresham says, I once bought an inflatable 3-piece suite from Lidl. It lasted my full final year of uni. Wow. Inflatable furniture. God, that takes me back. I used to have an inflatable armchair. For a second, I thought you said inflatable 3-piece suit. And I was like, that must be so uncomfortable if you've got an inflatable waistcoat and then an inflatable suit jacket. Are you kidding me? Cheerful Spider says, Oxventure is a Space Jammer game at night. That is, A, thank you for the super chat. B, extremely true. And one of my favourite bits of Oxventure lore is that at night time, space comes down to ground level because it's dark and the sky's not there anymore. So it's quicker to get into space if you go at night. It's just science. It's just fact. How is everyone anyway? I feel like I've been talking for the last 25 minutes and I've not asked anyone how they are. How was your weekend? I tried to stay invested in that for a sec, and then I just talked about myself. But how was your weekend? Are you well? Are you good? Hello. Jack Wood says, I'm very upset with the fact that my birthday is on Wednesday. Where has 2022 gone? This year feels very long, but also like it has gone extremely quickly, and that's weird. But I guess that's just as you age, time seems to go faster because you've experienced more of it in the past. Can I be bothered to do any more shade on this? No, I'd rather get painting, keep the momentum up, and then weather it later if I need to. Will says, I'm good. I'm about to make a big statue of a nun. Any nun in particular, Will? Levi Coffee says, doing well, thank you. Ah, and the eccentric lefty says, you definitely missed my super chat. Shit. Where's it gone? And the eccentric lefty. It was so nice to meet you. Da-da-da. There we go. And the eccentric lefty has done a super chat saying, Skelly Boss, it was my birthday yesterday. Could I get a shout out? Also, my brother-in-law really loved the sign poster I got him at MCM. It was lovely to meet you. I forgot to say my human name, M. Hi, M. Firstly, thank you for the super chat. Secondly, sorry I missed it. Thirdly, happy birthday for yesterday. I hope it was an absolutely glorious day. And that you were showered with love and affection and gifts. I'm glad the poster went down well. And yeah, it was bloody lovely meeting you. The signing we did at MCM, because we were behind like a perspex screen, it could be quite hard to hear people, and I was desperately worried that we were giving people a shit experience, given that they'd queued up. And then, yeah, when you just said, I'm eccentric lefty, I was like, oh, fuck! And it was really nice. So, yeah, thanks again for being there. It was a very, very good time. And yeah, happy birthday again for yesterday. Many happy returns. Gleda Bear has done a super chat saying there is something in the post for you and Watson. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. That is very, very kind. Will you be doing the King game again? I'd like to help you run the kingdom. Long live King Johnny. I probably will do King of the Castle again. I think once it gets its full release, it will be really fun to revisit it and play again and just see what other horrible things you do to my lovely, lovely kingdom. But yeah. Moose Grinder says, I spent all Saturday watching very heavy metal in Manchester. It was a good day. Nice. What a lovely username Moose Grinder is as well. I like that. That's fun. Okay. I'm just going to put some airbrush thinner on my palette, because this stuff is great for thinning down paints. The Nice Witch says, I worked all weekend, currently getting ready to go back to work this evening. I'm extremely tired, but magnificent as always. You are bloody magnificent. You're great. And I hope work isn't shit. Because it seemed like it was the other day. So, fuck that. You're great. And if they don't realise that, sod them. Colin Lasser says, doing well, had a nice chill weekend. Good. That's nice. Mark Cohen says November is going well. Yes, it is. Grumpy and Stitch says, nice, restful new week. New me. I go into it, but it's maybe too deep and intense, especially after a Plague Tale Innocence. How about that game? I started playing a Plague Tale Innocence on the channel as part of Pressing Chiodini, which you can either wait for when it comes to the channel for everyone in like 4 weeks, or you can become a patron of the second or third tier and start watching it immediately. But that game is a lot. That game hits hard, very hard, actually, but is great. So, what you gonna do? Right. So far, so good. We're slapping paint on the land tonk. The plan is block in all the big stuff. Because we're going to do a lot of blue on the underside, and then we're going to do ochre on these panels, and then we're going to sort of mix and match a bit, and then start filling in all the detail, like these pipes and these little windows, and then we've got some wiring, and we're just going to take our time and have a nice time of it. And crucially, I'm not painting this entire thing cream, which I think is why I fell out of love with the Apology bust, because it was very, very hard to get it looking how I wanted. But we're just gonna lay down some base colour today, and that's gonna be nice. Should I be airbrushing this? I could be, but my airbrush is over there and hasn't been set up in some time. So there we go. Mr. Tom for the win says of Moose Grinder's username being great. Not for the moose, it isn't. That's entirely fair, Tom. I wasn't thinking enough about the moose. Moose are terrifying, though. Like, I think all megafauna are quite intimidating. Like hippos, they kill bloody loads of people every year. They are terrifying. But moose, like when you see them, there is just something so intimidating about the sheer size of them. They're like it's kind of like old gods level of what the fuck, that's huge. You know what I mean? It's like it's like something from an older, darker but wiser time. And I find them a lot. As in, I find them to be a lot. I don't find them often. In fact, I've never seen a moose in real life. I've only seen videos, and those have been intimidating enough. So there we go. Stephen Shipway. Stephen Shipway has has done a super chat saying, I had a really bad D&D experience. I'm sorry I started reading the super chat out by singing your name to the tune of Baba O'Reilly. But hey, maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe it helped. Saying, I had a really bad D&D experience a couple of weeks ago and was just wondering, what's the worst you've ever been railroaded? I feel quite fortunate in that I've not really had any especially bad railroading experiences. The like games masters I've had have always been quite nice and not sort of really railroady. But the worst railroading experience I've ever had. I don't know. It was kind of all story stuff that was like a little frustrating, but like for example, okay, so it was the end of a whole campaign, and the whole idea of the campaign was we were trying to stop the apocalypse from happening. We were trying to stop this figure from destroying the entire galaxy, and this was set in Fading Suns, which is like a sci-fi space opera kind of game. It was the very last session, and everyone was running to the ship. And my character, I was like, you go. And I turned to make like a defiant last stand. And his whole arc had been that he was the captain, but he was an awful captain. And he'd slowly learned responsibility and how to be like a half-decent person. So he was going to make this sacrifice. And then at the very last second, he and everyone else got pulled off the ship and indeed out of that universe and into kind of like a hub world. Called The Source, which is kind of like, it's something that had come up before, and it was kind of like a linking thing between a bunch of campaigns that have run for about 12 years now. So the thing we got pulled into was very significant, and like it was actually a brilliant way of ending things to have this sort of long conversation as like almost like our true selves. But I don't know, it was very important for that character's arc to kind of make that redemptive stand. And instead he got saved. And like the GM at the time was like, sorry, because I just don't think it would have worked otherwise. And I was like, no, that's fine, I get it. But I think, I was feeling that tension. I was feeling that like, oh shit, here it comes, here's the moment. And then when it didn't come off, I was a bit like, oh, okay. Oh. And it was a little anticlimactic for me, but that's the worst it's been. And even that isn't terrible. So there you go. But I'm sorry you had a shit experience. And I hope it gets better. Shaz the Great and Powerful has done a super chat saying, I need you all to tell me off for being in chat instead of studying. Shaz, why aren't you studying? I know chat's a delightful place, but while you might learn things here, they're not going to be the sort of thing that are going to help you with your upcoming studies. And the things you actually need to be learning about. So perhaps you should consider either going and doing some studying, or if you're not feeling up to studying now, make a deal with yourself, make a pact, choose a time when you are going to do it, and make sure you really hit it. Have an honest conversation with yourself right now, rather than a delightful conversation with us. And let's work out when you can hit the books, because it's important to. Okay? Good. Also, this will be on catch-up, so. Argenta says moose are land whales. I'm going to try not to think about that because that's gonna activate horrible bits in my brain. Tree Man says it's my firm belief moose are not truly living creatures. They're animate landscape. The Nice Rich says I don't like how smug moose are. Yeah. Aiden Folk says a moose once bit my sister. Holy shit. Hope your sister's okay. That sounds like a lot. Melody Williams says, making a deal with myself to start studying at exactly 23:45, which is in 2 hours. Good, there we go. Structure. And hopefully that means the next 2 hours you can spend guilt-free. There you go. Sega Genesis says, it's Monty Python, Johnny. What's Monty Python, Johnny? And the eccentric lefty says, nah, penguins are smug. AWM Perry has done a super chat saying, worst railroad I had, GM who decided we were going the wrong way. A note from falls from the sky. It says, note from God, you're going the wrong way. Wow, that is bad. And poorly executed. If you're going the wrong way, just put whatever they're going towards in the way. Like, it's not that hard to turn the wrong way into the right way. You just decide that it is the right way. Oh dear. A note falls from the sky, you're going the wrong way. God, that's bad. That's not good. It's the kind of thing I would use on the Excentrists, to be fair. But that's kind of in the context of a show where it's like, you know, hey, we need to get on track here. And, you know, sometimes I'm not averse to dropping the mask and just being like, this is making me a bad DM here, but I, Johnny Chiodini, need to talk to you, my colleagues, and tell you to change your ways. The Nice Rich says penguins have got so much to be smug about, but to be honest, moose can bog off. I don't know. They seem like they have it pretty sweet. Like, they seem like they have a pretty chill existence. Be enormous. Eat things. Run in front of car. You know? I had a very long conversation about this with a friend, actually. I wish I could remember who it was. We had a very involved conversation about which megafauna it would be the most relaxing to be. Because hippos seem stressed quite a lot. They seem angry a lot. And they're territorial and they have brutal fights, etc., etc. Giraffes, they have it pretty easy. But, like, do they get hunted? I don't know. Moose, it feels like they're laughing a lot of the time. Although I suppose wolves... Will says being enormous and eating things isn't as great as you'd think it is. I'm just of a middling height, Will, so I'm afraid I don't know. I can only dream as to what that's like. Rob J says Moose's biggest treats, I'm assuming that's threats, other than humans, are orcas. Because if moose love eating people and killer whales, we're all in a lot of trouble. Well, the humans and killer whales are. Killer whales hunting moose. Who knew? I'll tell you what I don't like about moose is that plural of moose is moose. That's suspicious to me. I don't like that at all. There's actually quite a lot less blue on this tonk than I thought there was going to be. Obviously there's like this whole bit, and probably this bit. But still, curious. Happy Bob has done a super chat saying, somehow over the weekend I was the voice of reason in a situation. That's not a good role for me. I'm an idiot. Anyway, I'm doing a lot better than I have been. You have helped a lot with that. I'm very glad to hear it, Bob. And I'm glad that you were the voice of reason. Even if you were alarmed to find yourself in that position, it's good that somebody was that voice, and it's good that it was you when the chips came down. So, congrats. I hope things continue to do better for you, and well in general. And yeah, I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope this stream can cheereth ye up. While I just sort of poke a brush into these hard to reach areas that aren't going to get well painted, but they're going to get painted. This is a much more interesting vehicle to paint, thankfully, than the the apology bus. If I paint another rhino, I'm doing it with an airbrush and going straight to edge highlighting, I think. Rhinos, they seem to have it pretty chill as well. Like rhinos, I think, like hippos, you need special caliber ammunition for. So that's pretty good. I mean, poachers are awful, obviously. But generally, rhino, be massive, eat thing, charge stuff when want. I think being a rhino would be pretty alright as well. Monster Needle says one of those sloths that was the size of a car or something. That would be fun. Yeah, the Mega Sloth, or whatever they were called. R.I.P. Great bunch of lads. Will says, I reckon being a great white shark has to be pretty chill. You can never stop moving. If you don't stop moving, you suffocate. That's true of like all fish, but that seems stressful to me. Little known fact, the S in S Club 7 actually stands for shark, which is why, of course, they sang Don't Stop Moving. Alex Simpkin has done a super chat saying, in the 90s in Sweden, 60% of car crashes involved moose, probably due to the fact that boreal megafauna with no opposable thumbs would be bad drivers. Fuck you, Alex. You got me there. In the 90s in Sweden, 60% of car crashes involved moose. Believable. You know, palpable. I buy it. I still buy it. Probably due to the fact that boreal megafauna with no opposable thumbs would be bad drivers. Fucking hell. That was a doozy. I'll hold my hands up to that one. You got me good. God damn it. Alex Simpkin says it's a true fact about moose. There we... Damn you! You suckered me in. With your interesting, truthful fact. Damn it. Hugh says, I like the luminous antlers they're giving stuff. Oh yeah, they're putting like reflective stuff on the antlers of moose and deer, aren't they? So they show up in headlights like a road sign. Which, A, cool, B, possibly terrifying if you're driving late at night on your own. And you don't know about this thing that's happening. Oh god, every time I look, there's just more tonk. Charles the Great and Powerful's done another super chat saying, returned from studying just to boo you, Johnny. Boo. Get back to studying, Shaz. Go study. It's good for you. It's not fun, but it's good for you. And, you know, you'll be proud of yourself once you've done it. You should be anyway. Garina Rame. Monk says, is that egg truck really 170 millimeters long, Johnny? Yeah, hang on. What's this in my pocket? A tape measure? I'm pretty sure it is. Hang on. Yep. Yep. I mean, if I wrap it round, it's 19. But I'm trying to do this so I can actually show you. This is hard, Monk. Yeah, it is. Maybe the hull's a little shorter. If you go from the roll bar... If you go from the roll bar here to that bit there. But yeah, she's 17 centimeters, all right. There you go. Will says, fuck kind of game is what's in Johnny's pockets. We haven't played what's in Wes's pockets in ages. Should try playing tonight. I might get a game going. Hang on. Garina Rain has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of a pear. A pear is a very well-known piece of fruit. It's quite common. People enjoy them. This one has arms and legs and a face. That's uncommon for a pear, and I don't know how people would normally feel about it. I know how I feel about this one, and that's unsettled, because this particular one has a mug, and in that mug is a viscous red fluid that I can only assume is blood, and it keeps showing it to the camera quite aggressively, as if to say, I've got some blood, don't mess with me. It's very weird, but thank you, Garina Rain. Absolutely bizarre. Happy Bob has done another super chat saying, it's 3:10 a.m. in here in South Australia. I should be asleep. I have no plans today. I should be house hunting, I guess. It will work out. Sleep is important, though. Don't screw your circadian rhythms. And that will be REM in my head, because I cannot say or hear the word circadian rhythm without thinking, talk of circadian rhythm. Jack Wood said, just spilled plastic glue and nearly melted the paint off of a finished model. The important word there is nearly. Uh-oh. Good job. Quick question. What's in Wes's pockets? And we're off. Okay. Clay Trimble has done a super chat, saying, I like the modern aesthetic of the Votan. It really sets them apart from every other faction and makes them seem more grounded. Ha! I do really like them, in fairness. This is just a lovely, lovely design. And I'm actually having fun with it. Wonders never cease. Treeman says, give Watson a backpack and she can be Johnny's pockets. Aww. She'd hate that, in fairness. She hates wearing clothes. Elizabeth Rakowski has done a super chat saying, I'm having the frustrating kind of day where I can't work. I want to, but just can't seem to start or focus. The spark isn't igniting the gas, as it were. Elizabeth, have you done a to-do list? When I have days like that, I make a little to-do list. And I put everything, like everything on there. Like stuff that's so small that it seems pointless, like go to the toilet or have a glass of water. But doing that stuff and ticking it off your list, it will start to build momentum and you'll start feeling more productive. And it sort of just breaks the day down from one entire thing that isn't going great to something you can manage, something you can get your teeth into. So I don't know sort of what you've got on your plate today, but I recommend breaking it down into just the component parts and then attacking those slowly. And hopefully, you'll start to feel better about your day. Either way, good luck. I hope it goes well. Monster Noodle did a super chat saying, I used to do a job that required a knife, so I always had it in my pocket. The other day, I opened a box with a knife and put it in the pocket of my pajamas. Wow, old habits die hard, huh? I've more than once found myself out and about, and I've reached into a pocket and been like, oh, that is my craft knife. I should not have that on me. It's quite an alarming thing to suddenly realise you've got an offensive weapon on you. But hey ho. Blocking in some blue. There are some things to paint blue. Yasmin W says, I arrive. Hello, LSPs. Oh no. Monk says, so many bouncers have been gifted my Leatherman tools on a Friday. That sucks. Yeah, I can fully imagine. Although, God, when was the last time I went to a place that had a bouncer? Long time ago. Long time. Right. Blue bits, blue bits, blue bits. Blue bits. There we go, that's what I wanted to get at. Okay. Nick Jeffrey's done another super chat saying, my to-do list, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. A good to-do list. Seems very straightforward. In fact, I think that'll take care of itself. Because it's involuntary, you see. But body does it for you. That's what I meant. That's the joke. Good joke, really. Good one, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny. Painting things blue. Painting them neatly. No, fuck you. Ba 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 bam. There's a lot of wiring on this model that I didn't realise was on there. That's going to be annoying when I get around to painting it, I suspect. But, okay, Sarah, Sarah. Paint this whole gun blue for now, and then I'll do these panels yellow. So I'll do this bit of the gun blue. I can always walk that back if I want, but it's just nice to get some colours down on this thing, isn't it? Aggie says, Sea of Thieves on one screen, see Dad painting a tonk on the other. Just the relaxing time I needed. Thanks again, JC. You're very welcome. I hope the sea is kind to you. I haven't played Sea of Thieves in ages, unfortunately. But hopefully I'll come back to it later. Because it is good. It's a jolly good time. Right. Paint a tank, paint it blue. Uh-huh. Paint a tank fucking blue. It's actually quite hard to pick out where I've done blue versus the grey here. I'm going to move to ochre quite soon, I think, and get that on there. So I can start sort of unpicking the puzzle of this model. I've said it before, like a lot of the time when I'm painting, it feels like I'm trying to work out what the model is actually like. Blaine Crooks has done a super chat saying, are we still doing book recs? Absolutely. Just finished my friend's book, Small Town God by T.M. Bruce. Brilliantly spooky mystery. Lovely. I'll stick that on the list. I haven't read anything new in quite some time. I've got sort of a mental block on reading at the minute, which is annoying because I love reading. And I use it to unwind a lot before bed, but just haven't been able to focus and read anything lately. So that sucks, but oh well. It'll return. I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. Paint a tonk. That paint's gone on quite badly. Good. Tremendous. We'll fix that later. And sort of all this gubbins under here can sort of suggest that it's blue rather than actually worry about giving it two really good thin coats, I think. Just want to get it painted. That's what I want. Okay, so done the blue along this panel. Let's do the blue along this panel and up here. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. What other books have people been reading? Anyone read anything good lately? Or just plain crooks? I would like to know. Give me your book Rex. Ibrel506 says, okay, time to get out of bed and be productive. Alright, Ibrel, go for it. Ah, Monk says, no, Johnny, no fixing. That's where the battle damage does. Yeah, I need to try this weathering malarkey that I've heard so much about. I'll crack in there with a sponge. And some Rhinox hide and some silver. Stipple that shit on. It'll be nice, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun day out. Don't worry about it, Johnny, it's fine. Painting these rails is going to be... Actually, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Stop finding reasons to dread this paint job, Johnny. So far, you're actually having a very nice time. So there. They recommended doing this whole bit in sub-assembly, and I thought, no. Sub-assembly is for people with more time than me. Why is my phone going off? Hang on one sec. Ooh, Tiger Tales TV says not reading anything at the moment, as I'm currently writing for National Novel Writing Month. This is a nice, relaxing stream to write to. Good luck with NaNoWriMo. I've never given it a bash. One sec. Sorry about that, I was given a brief preview of the next episode of Oxventure. And why else is my phone going off? Right. Will says I've been doing some Supra assembly painting recently. Glue on a bunch of shit to my model that I take off once it's painted. Doesn't really work. Oh dear. Septimus1026 has done a super chat saying, currently working on The Queen is Dead. Victorian steampunk vampires classified as a YA. Interesting. And topical, because the Queen is dead. Upton died this year. Oops. Phone a wee bit visible on the camera. Well, hope you didn't learn anything. AWM Perry has on Super Chat saying, main reading of late is the Caiaphas Cain series. I've never heard of it. Caiaphas Cain. I tried to read the Solomon Kane books once, because, I quite enjoyed the film with James Purefoy. And, is there a comic series about Solomon Kane? Anyway, the books have not aged well. Have not aged well at all. So I stopped reading them very quickly. It's kind of like he's in Africa and he meets a guy who's describes himself as a heap big medicine man, and just going on about juju and all that kind of thing. And I just thought, this is not the fun freewheeling fantasy adventure I hoped for. So I stopped reading it. Alex Simpkins says, I'd recommend the Earthsea novels. They're fantastic. They're very good. Will says, Flashman, Flashheart, the non-Blackadder one. Flashman. I didn't like those books. I stopped reading them quite quickly. Apparently Caiaphas Cain is great. All right, I'll have a look. Haywire says, I've heard Caiaphas Cain is basically Blackadder goes fourth in 40k. Wow. Blimey. Right. Got some ochre on the palette. Ochre in the front, poker in the rear, etc. Good Luck or a Quick Death has stopped in and done a super chat. As is customary for Good Luck or a Quick Death, there is no message attached to the super chat. It is purely just the username and a donation amount, which is very kind of you. Thank you, Good Luck or a Quick Death. I hope you're very well. I missed painting this turret. And this turret. Well, I'll do those in a bit. So I'm going to do the surrounds in ochre. This ochre will take 2 thin coats, because as you can see it's going on a little bit streaky. Which is an annoying characteristic of this paint. But hey-ho. Grumsons has done a super chat saying, how long till Black Feature Month by N.K. Jemisin? I read that, I think. God, why is it every author everyone brings up, I'm like, I stop reading that. I started reading I read the 5th season, and then I didn't actually enjoy it that much. I need to give it another go, because I get recommended it constantly by friends. And I know that it's extremely well loved, but I just found the characters quite disagreeable. So I didn't have that much fun reading it, but I should really give it another go. I've been meaning to. Quixotic Raven says Piranesi by Susanna Clarke is quite good. I've got that saved on my Kobo, I think, to read. I just need to summon up the energy to read it. I hate being in these fallow periods where I can't read anything. It's annoying. Ochre on a tank. Alex Simpkins says it's almost time to reread The Hogfather again. I started my journey through Terry Pratchett's work quite late, so The Hogfather is one of the many I actually haven't read. I suppose now's the time to do it, as you say. That's what I should do. I should read some Pratchett. Every time I stall and I can't read anything, I crack into a Discworld novel, and that generally gets me back on the horse because they're just so much fun. So I'll give that a bash. Maybe even The Hogfather. Last one I read was Going Postal, which was, honestly, I think it might be one of my top 3 Discworld novels. I love the Guard series with all of my heart, but Going Postal was just magnificent. Byron Mellon has done a super chat saying, Points of Astriant. It's a gay buddy detective series set in a city with ghost tides and star signs dictate your life. It's basically a reskin of The Professionals from 1977, though. Book 2 is the best. Hang on. Points of the Astriant. Astria Unleashed? Right, well I've googled that now, so that'll show up later. Aha! Brilliant. Wes says I am given the childcare on Mondays, so I've got all sorts of shit in my pockets. This is going to be a good round, everyone. Just give me 20 seconds while I make my guesses for what's in Wes's pockets. Okay. Bouncy ball. Bit of... no, a cable tie. Bouncy ball, a cable tie. A surprisingly big rock. Cuff sweets. And... oh god. And... that pocket book on Stalin again. That was one of the most incredible moments of What's in Wes's Pockets, where he pulled out just a tiny pocketbook on the history of Stalin's reign in the USSR. For those of you who don't know what this is, my friend Wes is like a very, very tall man, so has very, very big pockets. But the shit that's in his pockets, you just never know. So we have a game called What's in Wes's Pockets, where someone asks, we all make guesses, and then he has to turn out his pockets and we see what's in there. It's great. I love it. Megan M has done a super sticker of... right, now you'll remember I mentioned earlier that there was sort of a pair that had acquired sentience and limbs. Right, imagine the same thing, but it's a lemon and also a child, their child? Who knows? Who is a lime. Those two are hanging out together, and they seem to be having a tremendous time, actually. The lemon is wearing a cape and has a foot up on a stool and is striking a heroic pose while the cape sort of billows. And the lime child is looking on adoringly. It's quite a sweet tableau, actually. Thank you, Megan M, for bringing these citrusy characters into our lives. Johnny, you have to be careful saying words like citrusy. You cannot trust people on the internet. AWM Perry has done another super chat saying, thought of joining us at Discworld Con sometime. I had no idea that Discworld Con was a thing. It certainly sounds intriguing, but I don't know the first thing about it. But I'm certainly not against the idea. I don't think I've ever gone to a convention as a punter, you know. I don't think I've ever just gone to one. In my adult life, anyway. Which is a bit weird, given my line of work. There we go. Make this hatch ochre as well? Yeah, we'll make the hatch ochre as well, why not? Big Tonk, and you know you are. Of course Discworld Con is a thing. You read Going Postal? Yeah, I read Going Postal. What do? Do they race? Do they race clacks against a man on a horse? Loads of cons in that. God damn it. Thanks, Will. Big Tonk. Just Another Broke Nerd says, Johnny, is it still strange to see people lining up to pay for your autograph and picture? Nobody has ever had to pay for my autograph and picture. I promise you that. And I do not like the idea of that being a reality. It is never not weird when people are like excited to queue up and say hello and meet me and like get stuff signed or whatever. Yeah, it's never not weird, but it's lovely. It's like, it's really flattering. So, you know, when I've been recognised in the street and people have talked to me, it's just like, oh, what a pleasant person who wasn't deeply weird about that. That is good. So yeah, it's a giggle. But I hope it never stops being weird, because I am always deathly afraid of becoming one of those people who takes it for granted and is a dick about it, you know, and like treats people as an inconvenience because they're enthusiastic. You know, obviously there are times when I like privacy and don't especially want to be approached, but like the fundamental idea that if somebody is enthusiastic about my work and wants to meet me, that they're annoying is, you know, like that's abhorrent. So I hope it never gets to that point, because that's when I will deserve to have nobody want to see me at all. There we go. Elizabeth Rakowski has done another super chat saying, book the Air Affair by Jasper Ford, alternate timeline, pet dodos, time travel, communist whales, scientist discovers portal into book worlds. Superb. Goodness me. If you haven't already read it, Elizabeth, I think you might enjoy To Say Nothing of the Dog, which is by... let's find out. Connie Willis. It's a very good science fiction novel all about time travel, and it's very farcical and just very, very, very good. So... Mark Cohen says, are you suggesting the Ham Cave folks aren't weird? They are, but they're my kind of weird. Like, I felt like I was just among equals. Weird, grotty equals. Chaos says, I have very strong opinions on Jasper Ford and how he stole every one of his good ideas from the far better Robert Rankin. Author beef. Big Tonk panels. Whoops. Well, so far, how long have I been going? An hour and 13 minutes. Getting the base colours on this hasn't actually been too dreadful. Obviously, they need a bit of layering up, but famous last words, I don't anticipate that this is going to be quite the same slog that I found the Apology Bus. I'm going to strengthen up the ochre. And then I'd like to start painting in these pipes, because I think that's really going to help. And then I'll focus on the little details, like the turrets and the wiring and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, all right. So, other guesses. Dinosaur, a penknife, an elastic band, pen, keys, ink, knockoff pop, and some jerky, says my friend John. That's his guess. Wes says he's going on break, so he's going to empty his pockets and take a pick. 2 clues. Number 1, it's been windy today. And number 2, his sons were throwing something they shouldn't have been until he took it off them, and he's just found it. So my friend Joe now says, porcelain farm equipment, pesto, stickle bricks, cruise missile, speedboat missile, felt tip knife, gaps. Great. There was one time when there was a tin of sardines in his pocket. That was quite funny. God, I just love that game so much. It's never what you expect. I've chronicled some of them on Twitter. I'll update my thread on what's in Wes's pockets once I've got a chance, probably halfway through the stream, when we go on a little break. It's just a very good game. If you've got a friend with loads of stuff in their pockets all the time, just make a game where they have to turn out your pockets if you tell them. It's really fun. Right. Nessie says, what are stickle bricks? No idea. Absolutely no idea what stickle bricks are. Nessie also says it sounds like the most British word I've ever heard. It does, doesn't it? But I'm afraid I can't help, for I know not what they are. Oh, Ray PW says stickle bricks are crap Lego substitutes. There you go. Look at my friend Joe being down with the kids. I'd never heard of stickle bricks. I've heard of sticklebacks, but they're a fish. Benny42 says, oh, it's those. Yeah. I'm completely lost here. I'm glad you all know. Also, hello, Benny. I hope you're well. Benny42 says, I'm alright, thanks, Johnny. Sorry I've not been around all that much. You don't need to apologise. You've got an entire life to lead. You should be off leading it. You arrive precisely when you mean to, etc., etc. No, you're all good. It's a pleasure to have you here when you're here. And there's no hard feelings when you aren't. Catherine Mason has done a super chat saying, I'm going to read this out, but I feel a trap coming on. Do you know that London once had something like the clacks for quick communication between London and Portsmouth during the Napoleonic era? Semaphore towers. Oh, it wasn't a trap. I didn't know that. During the Napoleonic era, London and Portsmouth had semaphore towers. That's pretty special. That was a very weird time in history, wasn't it? I mean, I wasn't there, but it's just evocative and strange is how I would describe that particular period of history. And also these streams. Evocative and strange. Okay, going on a tank. Baddy Wrongleg says France also had them and they were used for the first ever telecom scam. Recent Tom Scott video on the subject. Wow. That's ahead of the game. I wonder what the message was. How closely did it resemble modern spam attempts? Would you like a bigger dick? Etc., etc. Results guaranteed. Oh, someone bribed the operators to give them Paris market data before everybody. Dang. That's impressive. Nathan says waving flags to let people know about the hot singles in their area. All right, Wes has taken the photo. I'm going to add tent peg. One more item. Tent peg. We're guessing tent peg. Because I think I saw Will suggest that for the thing that the lads were throwing around. Will says, Bonjour, je m'appelle un prince de Algiers. Stop. J'ai beaucoup d'argent dans mon bank account. Mais je n'ai pas l'argent nécessaire pour le retrouver. Marissa J says, a tent peg? How deep are his pockets? Mate, the last time we played this game, there was a coconut in there. I'm not joking. It's wild. Absolutely. Like, honestly, it is a wild game to play. Wes lives in Ireland now, so I don't see him in person that often. But the last time I saw him in person, we went for a drink, and he sat down, and he was a little uncomfortable, so he started digging stuff out of his pockets. And I was like, oh, hey, a live game. And he went, oh, shut up. He's like, there's not going to be anything ridiculous in my pockets, is there? I've been travelling, la 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 la. So he, like, you know, pulls out his passport and his keys, and then he fishes around in one last pocket and goes, oh, wait. And there's a little whittled wooden hair that he'd made the day before. I was vindicated. I was just like, fucking yes, it never disappoints. It was great. It's one of the best moments of my life. I'm not even kidding. He was just so adamant. He's like, grow up. I'm not playing what's in Wes's pockets. And then there was a fucking hair in it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. Petrolia says, does the sheer bulk not bother him, and is it not super obvious? I come up to Wes's, like, armpits. He's a tall man. He's kind of one of those people who's like, you look like you've been born in the wrong century and you should be out there with, you know, a great axe, mowing people down on the field of battle. I think this is going to look nice once I've got the second coat on. Now, I'm going to do this front door in ochre, but I don't know about the back door. I might do the back door in ochre as well, actually. Break it up a bit. Let's do it. Why not? Why not, eh? Well, says Mark Cohen, you need to get this kit. It's great. Which nun are you building? You're not building are you building the big nun dam? Or... I'm curious to find out. Is anyone else hobbying right now? Monster Noodle says, I think the strangest thing I pulled out of my pocket was a gecko. Did you put it in there, or did it just get into your pocket? I used to have 2 ferrets, and I used to put one of them in the pocket of my hoodie and carry him around for a little while. That was nice. That's one of the weirder things I've sort of toted about in my pocket. That's going to need a second coat. But I like the way that sort of breaks it up a little bit. Nasty says, I'm watering all my plants and cleaning Halloween decorations. Lovely. All right. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. We've got whatever that is. I don't know what that is. That's like a wire sculpting tool. That's 3-in-1 Creando something. Don't know what that is. A flower, a Dimorphodon top trump, a Pokemon card. That a magnet from Whitstable, a dummy. That's a Brussels sprout. That's another dummy. That is a whittled whale. Wes made that a few weeks ago. A Football Street League medal, and a copy of this book. It is never what you expect. Oh, is it raw cotton? Wraith Shadowheart. Is that raw cotton? It is never what you expect. Never what you expect. A Brussels sprout. A singular Brussels sprout. Oh shit, Will's building the Battle Sanctum. Yes, Will, that's amazing. Absolutely bananas. Absolutely unbelievable. Serenity Moon 1976 says, which was a bit taken from the kids? I have no idea. That's the second round, is what was the clue object. I love that man. That's what he's got in his pockets. He did specify that it's because he's got both kids today and is off work. He's like, if he did this tomorrow, it would be like a pocket knife and a wallet. But still. Oh yeah, these doors. I'll do those ochre as well. Louise Gregoria says that is amazing, mostly in the idea that he could fit that much. I'm telling you, he's a man mountain. He's just like, yeah. Nick Chinamo Smith has done a super chat saying, bought my first minis in about 20 years after seeing how chill your painting streams are. Some Skitari Raiders. It's become my after-work cool-down activity. As always, thanks for everything you do. Congrats on the Skitari, Nick. I hope you're having a great time with them, and I hope they turn out lally. I don't know if... Are you on the Discord? I forget. But there's a great painting channel if you want to talk to other hobbyists. A lot of them are cursed. But it's a nice place to share work and get some like encouraging responses. And if you want feedback, you can ask for people to sort of give you pointers. No one is a dick in that channel to anyone else about their painting, which is very, very nice. Alyssa says, I've been basing witches purple. I'm still so chuffed you're part of the hobby, Alyssa. It is a great fun, and you seem to be doing good things with it. It's just nice to dab paint onto little plastic men, isn't it? I'll show you how big this is in comparison to a normal egg. It is quite large, in fairness. There we go. They were throwing the Brussels sprout. They were throwing the Brussels sprout. Little legends. I love it. Of course, that's how you end up with a Brussels sprout in your pocket. I love them. Benny42 says it's looking great, by the way. Oh, thank you. I really ought to look at some of the vehicles in Warhammer for inspiration. Some of them are absolutely wonderful. I really like this sculpt, and I haven't assembled it yet, but I bought the other vehicle, which is kind of like a dune buggy, and I think that's going to be really fun to paint. So, yeah. Thuri Weaver says, I'm eating Brussels sprouts for lunch right now. Mmm. I don't love them because of, the bitterness, but they are also, I do like them enough. I like them well enough. I don't hate them, but like if they're there, I'll have some, but I won't go out of my way to like sauce and cook them myself, I'm going to ask Wes about the raw cotton. Is that raw cotton? Yes, it is raw cotton. No explanation offered, just, yeah, that's raw cotton. All right. I love it. I love it. All right, let's do the back door here and the panels on the gun. And I think that might be all the ochre we need to do. So then we'll layer it up. And then we'll do the roll bars. And I think from there we'll have a good sense of everything we sort of need to get done, which is good. So what I am going to do, I'll do this surround in ochre on the turrets, but I'll do the actual turrets themselves in blue. I just think that would look nice. It's nice to kind of pick your way through a model as you're painting it sometimes. Sometimes it's a hellish puzzle, and you realise that the thing you painted as skin is actually part of a belt or whatever, but I don't know, it's having a nice chill time with this thing, which is a relief, because I was worried. Oh, never mind. Apparently they were throwing the Brussels sprout around in the house. So obviously if that goes under a sofa, then that's going to smell. So that's why it got confiscated and just stuck in Wes's pocket. Just another broke nerd says, Johnny, if I win the $1.9 billion lottery tonight, I will start a company just so I can be your first sponsor. Oh, thanks. I will demand several £100,000 for sponsorship. Because if you win the $1.9 billion lottery, I'll know you're good for it. You'll have to change your username, just another broke nerd. Just another billionaire nerd. Oh no, that makes you sound like the Twitter man. He's going to kill that app, isn't he? He's going to kill that site. Which is funny, but also, given like that's one of the main ways I communicate with my audience and try and grow it, also quite worrying. I tried joining Mastodon last night, and I still haven't had the confirmation email through. So far, my efforts to join that site have not gone well. But I figured I'd get in early and try and bag a username while the going was okay. Somebody's Angel has done a super chat saying, just want to say thanks for introducing me to Hard Space Shipbreaker, my new game obsession. I love that game. It's so good. I haven't played it in a little while, but I need to get back to it. Because it's a good fun time, isn't it? Breaking up the ship, accidentally pulling a bit of the ship too far into your own space helmet thing and destroying yourself. It's great. Oh, the medal was actually for hurling. The Irish sport, not for football. That's cool. Making all right time on this. It's I've been going for an hour and 36 minutes, and also chatting to you, and also guessing what's in my friend Wes's pockets. And we've done quite a lot of base painting. There's a lot more to come, but so far I don't hate this thing, which is great, because I'm not ready for another tank that's a stubborn project. Although we should do a stubborn project stream soon. There's definitely some stuff I need to just finish, for crying out loud. Like my frog team. That's become a stubborn project. I can't believe it. I was enjoying painting those dangerous give me your wallet drug frogs so much, but then I just stopped. And I've still got one more to paint, I think, and then I've got bases to do. So, Monster Noodle says, can we get a look at what's in Johnny's pockets? It's very boring, I'm afraid. Very boring indeed. You're welcome to guess if you want. I'll reveal what's in my pockets in 45 seconds. And this will be the one time we play what's in Johnny's pockets, because it never changes. Ever. Mel says, well, we know that there's a tape measure there. True. That is unusual, actually. Keys. House keys, phone, wallet, says well. Monster Noodle says dog treats. Mrs. Treeman says worry object. I think that's just a phone, isn't it? It's where all the existential dread lives. Emergency paint, says Benny42. My emergency bottle of pale sand. Alright, everyone. Okay. Nick Chinamo Smith says pocket bacon. Interesting. Okay. Now, a lot of you said keys, and you would be correct if my keys didn't live in a specific place when I'm in the house. So when I'm out of the house, obviously I've got my keys. Right now, I don't. So, right pocket, mobile phone. Left pocket, a pen. A tape measure, which is a weird one for me. Wallet. That's it there. An old train ticket and a receipt. Headphones. And then finally, a lot of you said dog treats. No, my friends. Poo bags. Always poo bags. Will says I have that same wallet. What the fuck? Good wallet, isn't it? That's it. These are the four things I always have on me. Often I have a pen. That's it. That's what's in Johnny's pockets. Boring, isn't it? Nessie says opposite of dog treats. Exactly. Ta-da! Haywire says, is it actually Will's wallet, though? I'm not telling. So yeah, that's the last time we're playing that game. Alyssa says, I have those same poo bags. They're just great. Great poo bags. Also, I use them now when I'm priming miniatures with rattle cans, because I ran out of gloves, like latex gloves. So now I just stick a poo bag on my left hand and hold the model miniature that way. It's good. I didn't give this coat long enough to dry. Yeah, that looks dreadful in there. We'll come back to that, because this stuff's all dry. It's second coat time, everybody. Still not going on that smoothly. I have to do a third coat. That's okay. Subsequent coats are quite quick, aren't they? Or maybe I'm just a bad painter. I don't know. I still don't know. You know, I still kind of feel like there's going to be someone who turns up one day and is like, did you know your technique is atrocious? Obviously, it doesn't really matter because I get results, but you always do. There always is that bit of your brain that just sort of wanders in the background, isn't it? Doesn't it? Rather. Lillian the poem says, Johnny, did people asking what's in your pocket make you forget doing the cannon panels? Yes, it did. Yes, that happened. And this turret. Thank you, Lillian. Whoops. Monk says, third coat, don't make me point at the sponge, Johnny. You mean instead of doing a... Alright, I'll get a sponge out. I'll do another coat and then I'll get a sponge. And I'll have at it. That's a very good point. Thank you, Monk. I have a slight headache. Oh, there are panels on this gun as well. Delightful. Do those next. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, pick of the middle aisle was a stunt scooter. Wow. Congratulations on your stunt scooter, Nick. I wonder what sets a stunt scooter apart from a normal scooter. Apart from, like, you know, insurance policies. Bloody hell. I take back what I said about the middle aisle of Aldi being boring. That's something else. That's wild. Mr. Tom for the Win says, a stunt scooter stands in for normal scooters when they have to do something dangerous. Like the school run when they're late. There are so many in the mornings. I really have to time taking what's not in the mornings carefully, because if I do it at the wrong moment, it's just scooter city out there. Kids coming from or going to school just everywhere. And they're vicious. Kids don't give a shit. They'll mow you down. It's wild. Quite frequently terrifying, in fact. Okay. All right. Let's carry on with the ochre. Nathan says, oh my god, these Blood Bowl minis are so easy to build. Linon says, wait, Nathan fell to the dark side? Wait, Blood Bowl is the dark side? Firstly, welcome aboard, Nathan. Secondly, Linon. Thirdly, wait, what? Really? Is it the dark side? Ah, Nathan's finally building some football rats. Bloody Skaven. They're too competent. Skaven team is incredible in Blood Bowl, which is just not how I view the Skaven. Skaven are meant to be highly fallible. You know, their sense of self-sabotage is incredibly keen normally. But in Blood Bowl, they're just amazing. But hey-ho, that's okay. I'd love it if there was just a bit more Clan Scryer in them. If they could, you know, blow themselves up or something. But can't have it all. Linon says, I'm currently painting Blood Bowl orcs for October, Johnny. Okay, fine. Hi, Linon. Glad you're painting Blood Bowl. Oh. You know what? Let's take a 5 to 7 minute break. Let's take it a little bit early. Because I could do with a glass of water. And perhaps you could too. Hydration is important, as is stretching and posture. You know, getting a jumper if you're too cold, or, you know, doing that thing that you reckon you can do in the next 5 to 7 minutes because it would be good to do it. You know how a 5 to 7 minute break works. First, I'll read out this super chat from the Kesling saying, I would love to stay for the lovely chill times, but I should go set up for my own stream of Discworld 2. But thank you for the chill vibes, as always. Take care, the Kesling. Thank you very much for the super chat and for being here, and I hope your stream of Discworld 2 goes very well. Isn't that meant to be like a notoriously difficult game? So if so, hats off to you for streaming that. That is impressive. Anyway, right, 5 to 7 minute break. If you're not going anywhere, please enjoy some smooth jazz and this picture of my dog. Be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back. How was your break? Was that 5 minutes? Don't know, put my jumper back on there, didn't I? Got a glass of water. Ate a small handful of crisps. Cameron Thomas says, morning from Wyoming all. I joined at the break and the jazz is worth it. Well, stick around there, Cameron Thomas, because we've got some painting on the way. Currently we're painting this Hekaton Land Fortress from Warhammer 40k. It is a big box for eggs. And, god damn it, I still haven't painted that bit. So, there we go. We are going to crack back into it. Oofed. Monster Noodle says, what flavour crisps? They were just ready salted, actually. I was going to get... This is going to sound so silly. I was going to get the salt and vinegar ones, but the particular variety of crisps in question... The last time I got the salt and vinegar ones, I ate too many of them in one go, and like the acidity kind of burned my mouth. So I thought, I'll just get some salted ones. And they were nice. It's nice to change it up every now and then, even if you change it up for something plain. Sometimes vanilla's great. Thomas Drigger says... starts a chant, tiger stripes, tiger stripes, tiger stripes. I'm not doing tiger stripes on this tonk. Firstly, I hate freehanding stripes. And also, like, look at all the eggs I've done. I've done so many eggs. None of them have tiger stripes. That's not even all the eggs I've done. I've done a lot. I've also got this little bike to paint, which will be nice. Will says, everyone be proud of me. I was asked to do a thing and I said no to it. I'm fully in worm month. Congrats, Will. I hope you enjoy worm month. I found out yesterday from my neighbour that one of the full moons of the year, I think it's like March, is the worm moon. Absolutely wild. Born under the light of a worm moon. Kind of hate that, I think. I was born on a full moon. Which one? Oh, the worm moon. Yeah, Grumpy and Stitch, the newbie gamers, have done a super sticker. The super sticker is, unfortunately, another rendering of that accursed blood pear. There is a pear, it's got arms and legs, and once again it has killed and filled a mug with blood, and is repeatedly showing it off. In an alarming fashion. Thank you, Grumpy and Stitch, for ensuring that the pair has killed again. I'd just like to meet the artist who made the blood pair and just ask them, what's going on? Is it really blood? What are the ramifications of this? Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, big box of eggs, crack back on, great yolk. Thanks, Nick. Emma Benton says, who are you calling accursed? Leave the pair alone. Oh no, we've got another pair sympathiser. You're just like the nice witch. It's a mug of blood, Emma. And other super stickers have insinuated, well, not even insinuated, have shown that this pair is taller than a bunch of buildings. It can dominate a skyline, shaking the buildings as it stomps about. And that's harrowing, because how much blood is in that mug to fill it to the brim? Why does it do it? Why is it sloshing it about so joyfully? I don't like it, you know? Alex Simpkins says the pair did nothing wrong. Wow. Something wrong with a lot of you, unfortunately. Lisa Huntston, a super chat saying, I don't need more hobbies and I don't have anyone to play Blood Bowl with, but I've just discovered the undead team and I want it. There are two undead teams, technically. Well, there's the Shambling Undead and then there's the Necromantic Horrors, and they are great. The Necromantic Horrors have like ghosts who are laundry sheets on a line. It's just a bloody great game, frankly. Some of this blue is going to need a touch up, but that's okay. Ger Norton has done a super chat. They're coming thick and fast today. You're all very generous. Thank you very much. Saying, hey Johnny, just wanted to give you a shout out from Malta. Just finished with the Blood Bowl Euro Bowl Championships representing Team Ireland. Great time had by all. You would have loved it. I was vaguely aware that there was a big Blood Bowl thing happening in Malta. That is dedication to the cause. I hope Nuffle was kind to you and that Team Ireland smashed it. Who, you don't have to super chat this obviously, but I'd love to know how you got on and who eventually lifted the trophy. I had no idea there was a European Championship. That's very exciting. Well, I do play in a league, so I guess I do play sort of competitively. It's very much an informal league of which I'm co-commissioner, so the stakes are pretty low. I've never done any sort of go to a tournament and play competitive Blood Bowl. I think it would frazzle me a bit much. I used to be on the competitive, like in the London tournament scene for a card game called Doomtown Reloaded, and that was really fun, but those days were exhausting. And Blood Bowl's not a quick game, you know? Ow. Oh, Snorp and Bass is saying the blood might be tomato juice. Another pear apologist. When are you going to stop protecting the pear? When are you going to admit that it needs to answer for its crimes? Oh God, Marissa J's done an entire prayer to the pear. That's unsettling. I had no idea you were all so in league with this murderous piece of fruit. What the fuck? I was deceived. You know what? This oak is going on really nicely now, so I reckon I can get away without a third coat. Especially since I'm going to be shading this anyway. Shading the whole bastard thing. God, everyone's just yelling, all hail the blood pair. Zega Genesis says, chat shows Johnny the pair multiple times a stream. Johnny is surprised we like the pair. Yes, yeah, alright. Fair enough. I suppose I should have seen that coming. I've created a supportive and friendly community of monsters. This is not how I saw this going when I decided to leave a salaried job. Big Tonk. You're so big. And a Tonk. Highlighting these panels is either going to be a delight or just excruciatingly painful. There is no in between. Buddy Wrongleg says, do you intentionally still have your glasses on, by the way? No, that was an accident. But they're off now. Wonder why it was easier to read chat. I was just trying to work out whether the noise outside was people having fun or people having a terrible time. It seems to be the former, by the way. Gus says... Hang on, I missed the first bit. Denmark won it by just pipping Germany. We finished top of the home nations in 9th. Hey! England were 11th, Scotland and Wales were 20th and 21st out of 24 teams. 20th and 21st. Mate, 9th out of 24 teams is very respectable. Ger says, only one of our team was too drunk to wake up for the last day, which by Irish wargaming standards is the real victory. Well, congratulations, Team Ireland. That's fucking brilliant. I shall raise a glass to your moral victory. God, I love Blood Bowl. It's just great. They said painting a tank for 40k. Jack escaped the box again. Says, "Hey Johnny, first stream catch on my TV in my new Lisa dilapidated because it's what I could afford house in my living room. Lovely to see you after a long day. Hello, Jack escaped the box again. I'm glad to be here at the end of a long day. I hope you can relax now and take a load off, as it were. Feel some of that stress melting away while I paint this tank." This jolly great big tank. Okay. Jack Wood says, I'm still considering the Snotling team. They're having such a terrible time. The Snots really are in Blood Bowl. Poor little bastards. Water's all right, really, on balance, isn't it? It's quite a nice drink when it comes down to it. It's the kind of searing insight you can expect from these streams. I have to say, I know it's not for everyone, but I'm really enjoying that the weather in the UK has got colder recently. The rain's been quite a lot, but I'm just glad that autumn's finally here. I'm having a very nice time, and starting to look ahead toward the end of the year, and it's quite a nice feeling, really. Let's sort of wind down a little bit. I've got some holiday time coming up, which is very nice. Going away a few times, actually, in the next few months, and to different places in the UK, which I think is going to be lovely. Oh dear, there's an unhappy cat in the background. I think that's Speedy telling off one of her kids. The kittens are all doing fine, by the way. We've got them for another week or two. 2 weeks. Under 2 weeks. Just under 2 weeks. They are a handful. And it's got to the point where it's like, I love them, but it's going to be a relief when they're gone. And we just sort of have fewer mouths to feed. We'd have to clean litter trays as often, and like the dog will be happier because they're constantly escaping now. And like, we just pray for those times where they go down for another sleep. We are getting there, friends. All right. I'm going to hit these two doors again and the back door. Behave. And then I think that'll do for the base coat on the ochre, which is nice. Then we can get onto the roll bars and the wiring and all sorts. It'll be fun. Need to do a third coat on that, in fairness. Thunder Cookie says, by the way, has Wobbletron recovered? Last time I saw it, it was struggling to wobble. Still struggling to wobble, unfortunately. Strugs to funk. I don't quite know what to do about it. I haven't used it in a little while, just because I know it's being a little temperamental. But I should have a look at it properly. Ura Smith says, Johnny, have you heard of Crush Plus Plus? Found their music on Insta and was instantly taken back to my angsty teen days. I have not, no. But I'll give them a look. Or a listen, rather. That sounds intriguing. I certainly had some very angsty teen days, so that sounds right up my street. Big flat panel, annoying to paint. Right, there's still a little bit sort of patchy in the middle there, so I'll come back to that in a bit. But let's get going on these roll bars, because I think that's going to make a big difference. We're going to paint them in black Templar, which will be fun. Here we go, smaller brush. Ooh, Urismith says kind of Biffy, Hell is for Heroes, or Sixth vibes. Interesting, alright. That is interesting. Monk says, big flat panel begging for battle damage, you say? You're going to have to talk me through a lot of this, Monk, because I know you made that video and I watched it and it was lovely, but I haven't really ever done battle damage, especially not on a model of this scale. I mean, you know, you've seen my eggs. They all come out of the box. Well, like they've just come out of the box, rather. Kind of so little damage on them. Come on, focus, little camera. Got the autofocus on today because I'm painting something bigger. Jack escaped the box again says, what faction does this vehicle belong to? The, I nearly said Kharadron Overlords, but it's the Leagues of Votan. Or squats, basically. They are dwarves, but in 40k. And I love them. Right. I've got quite a lot of blue to sort of patch up, but I'm going to wait because it's possible I'm going to overpaint on some of these bits and have to touch it up anyway. So, Six Dava 009 has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, I recently wrote a poem out of nowhere. I'm not even that into poetry. But when inspiration strikes, I follow. Once complete, it made me think of you and the LSPs. It follows. Oh. Guess a sec and I'll read out a poem. I am the safe harbour, calling the lost sailor home, but my wharves can only wait expectantly, as the sailor must row on their own. I offer my glow over stormy seas, and hope to guide the sailors to ease. And I pray those who are guided, the battered and blinded, will once again one day be whole, and on that day, not so far away, that they will become safe harbours of their own. Oh, that's nice. That is a pleasant message. Thank you very much for the super chat and for the poem. It's quite a big thing to write something and then just put it out there. I think people are often very scared of sharing things, especially when they're creative pursuits. So, well done you for just smashing that out there. Nice work. Great news. I've realised if I'm going to be putting Black Templar contrast over all of this stuff, I don't have to be that neat. Because I'm also then going to stipple some silver back on as if it's battle damage. So there we go. Other Naught says, speed paint verdict, not the universal solution I was hoping for, but a pleasure to actually use. My evil worm will need some significant highlighting. That's not a sentence I thought I'd be reading out today. My evil worm will need some significant highlighting. Everyone needs some significant highlighting at some point, you know. Everyone deserves a little bit of significant highlighting. Even evil worms. Oh, this is a nice sculpt. I like the Votan so much. Thomas Trigger says, it was nice getting to watch your live stream, Johnny. I hope everyone has a nice day. Take care, Thomas. I hope you have a lovely day yourself. Thanks for sticking around for as long as you did. It's been lully. While I just mutter and dab at a big dwarf car with a paintbrush. It's not a bad life. This paint's not going on very well. Tell you what it needs. Where have you gone, my ailing friend? There you are. One of the benefits of having the camera angle zoomed out is I don't have to pick up Wobbletron in order to use Wobbletron. I've been worrying that that's part of the problem. Marissa J says, I don't live in the UK, but if one of our LSPs dresses up as the Blood Pair and visits Johnny at an event, I will fly there to buy that Skelly a drink. Stop it, you horrible bastards. Hey, we've got Wobble. We had Wobble. We briefly had Wobble. Come on. Well, hey. Oh. Celebrated too soon. Fucking. Come on, Wobbletron. There we go. Adatron, come on. You got this. Come on, mate. Come on. Alright, you know what? That'll do. Good job, buddy. Keep Calm and Reload says, funny that when the rest of us wobble, we are defect. And when Wobbletron doesn't wobble, it is defect. Makes you think. That's weird. Somehow I've clogged the... Oh, God! Wow. Okay, that was weird. There was a lot of clogged paint in there that I somehow wobbled into the nozzle. See that? See that weird, like, amoeba of paint? What the fuck? Well, that's horrible. But we've now got far too much silver paint on the palette. So great. At least these pipes are going to be silvery. Cameron is on a super chat saying, job hunting is miserable. Job hunting is bloody miserable, but less so with you and the Skellies around. Have a pint on me. Thank you very much, Cameron. Yeah, I hope the job hunt gets less miserable and more fruitful very, very soon. I very much appreciate the super chat. And I hope you're having a lully day, even though, you know, obviously, bloody horrible job hunting. That was really weird, that. Baddy Wrongleg says that came out audibly. Yep. Cool. Good times had by all. Doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to put contrast paint on it. That's all I have to remember. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Corvus Albright has done a super chat saying, Wobbletron haiku for Wobbletron haiku time. A persistent buzz. Hardest working LSP. It deserves a pint. I'll buy the Wobbletron a pint sometime. It'd be deeply weird to just take the Wobbletron to a pub and sit with it while I have a beer, but it's also quite tempting. I have a pint after this with Wobbletron. Why not, hey? Ooh, I got some silver on there, and it looked a little bit like battle damp. That's quite nice, look. All right, monk. You're getting your claws into me. You... Oh, God. I think the Wobbletron really opened my eyes to how badly that paint needed shaking properly. Oh, this paint. What is wrong with it? It normally goes on lovely. I mean, I can't switch to another one because I've got half a bottle here. Jack Wood says next you'll be using oil paints and building tanks for the cats. Let's not go wild. I mean, I'm intrigued by oil washes and stuff, but it's going to be a while before I pluck up the courage, I think. I'm having fun with this. This is a lovely kit, turns out. Well done, the Leagues of Votan and the modelling team who made these. They're sodding lovely. Urshma says, did you pick up any more Votan, Johnny? The Grimnir looks great. I did. I got the Grimnir and a Sagittor. And this thing and the Exo suit, lads. So, yes, I went quite big on eggs. I bought them all at once. I guess you could say I put all my eggs in one basket. But, yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun painting them. I don't really play 40k very much, and I don't know that I will play very much of it in the future, but it's been bloody lovely just working on this project. Painting is my favourite bit anyway, largely speaking. I don't know, actually. I'm starting to really enjoy the gaming side of it as well, because we like skirmish games in particular. Are just really enjoyable. Like your kill team, your war cry. Obviously, Blood Bowl's my first love, but Nathan says boarding action campaign at Handmeat 3. Is that what's come out on top? It's going to be hard for me to swing Handmeat 3. I might do Handmeat 4, but 3 is not going to... 3 is a bit up in the air for me right now. But we will see. I don't know if I will put Black Templar over these bars. I might just put them on these bits, because I like having all of this being very silver. It's a bit different. Monk says maybe we should do a one-page rules egg on naughty egg action, Johnny. Out of context, that is an absolutely wild sentence there, Monk. But yes, do you mean we'll sort of do quick rules 40k with your Chaos Squats versus my Votan? Because I'd be bang up for that. Why not? I do want to use this lot. It's just that I don't play often. So I'd be up for that. Ooh, right. I'm going to put this down for a sec. Have a little mini break. Jack Wood says, I've made a hard turn into Titanicus because the baby robots are so nice. Oh, lovely. I mean, you do have that honking great tail robot. So it's not overly surprising. I've heard good things about Titanicus from those who've played it. I just don't know that many people who are playing it. Marissa J asks what Ham Meat 3 is. Ham Meat started as in Warhammer meat. Ham meat. Started when a bunch of people from the Discord met up in Nottingham and played a bunch of Warhammer and had a lovely weekend of it. And it sounded like so much fun. I came to the second one, and now there is a third one being planned. But I don't think I can make it, or I don't know if it's really on the cards for me. But that's what it is. Oh God. Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Well, that sucked. Wow. I opened a beer and that just shot everywhere. What the hell? That's been in the fridge overnight. That shouldn't have done that. Christ. Well, that sucked. Well, it's gone in my water glass, but that means I'm having a watered down beer. Oh. Did you see that? That was weird. That was the most shaken up beer I've ever fucking seen. God damn it. Oh, my trousers are all wet. Emma Benton says, why is everything exploding on you today? I don't know. I've no idea. Is my room pressurised? What the fuck? Great, well now my mouse mat's going to stink like pale ale forever. Cool. Rob J says that desk pad is going to be gross. I know. You don't have to live here. Shit. Oh, well, that happened. It's when I just threw it in a glass because it was foaming so much. Cool, watery beer. That was bizarre. Emma says, definitely going to need a wash or a wipe down with some kind of cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to wash this, don't worry. Neat. Yeah, I'll give it a wash. Yeah, it's alright. Christ. God damn it. Everything's going wrong. Ebrel506 says Wobbletron got to the pint. That's what it was. That's what it was. I used a vortex mixer on the same table and was surprised when my drink was shaken up. Oh God! Well done me. Oh, that was a fun mini break for me, wasn't it? From painting. It was different. Fuck's sake. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, disappointing that ham meat doesn't involve any ham. It does. We go for pizza. I was so confused. I was like, how is this? How has that happened? Whoops. God damn it. Oh well. Let's get back to painting. Oh, I vortex mixed a can of beer. And I was like, oh, the great thing about this camera angle is I can do the mixing on the table. No, always pick up Wobbletron. Wobbletron wants to be held. Oh my god, it was so shaken up. It was so shaken up. Oh my god. Wild. And this mess and the palette. Wobbletron's been acting out today. Well, no, Wobbletron's been doing Wobbletron's job perfectly. I just don't think. Marissa J says, Hawaiian pizza? Not on my watch. Hate that shit. Well. Yeah. Wow. Just didn't think about that at all, did I? Let that be a warning to you folks. A cautionary tale, if you will. Monster Noodle says thinking is overrated anyway. I'm starting to come around to that way of thinking. Oh no. But thinking, it's overrated. Damn it. Good lord. Oh, I hate metallic paint sometimes. Haywire says, leave the room for a few minutes, hear a lot of shouting. What the fuck happened? I used Wobbletron on the desk and then opened a can of beer that had been on the desk next to Wobbletron, who obviously vibrates a lot. So I basically vortex mixed a beer and then opened it. So that was eventful. And ironically enough, is the exact kind of thing you need to drink after. So AWM Parry has done a super chat saying, I've been wanting a vortex mixer for ages. Shaking manually always looks sus on stream, and I'm too old and tired. Damn it. Do you find it works well? Very well. Very well. Yeah, no, they are magic. It's just I bought a cheap one, and it doesn't always work. But when they work, they are brilliant. You can see, you know, when you get a paint and it's separated so much, there's like two colours with a line in the middle. It's amazing. Ebrel506 says, don't drink and Wobbletron. No, that's the right way round to do it. You don't Wobbletron, then drink. That was my undoing. Oh well. Yeah, that mat needs a wash. Becca Sierra says you should never drink where you wobbletron. There we go, that's wisdom. I have definitely learned a lesson. Oh well, this is probably dual wash anyway. It's fine. It's thrown me off a little bit, that, I'm not going to lie. Vaguely embarrassing. I say vaguely embarrassing. Yasmin W says, but have you learned a lesson you'll remember by next stream? That's the real question. Historically, Yasmin, no. No, I have not. Now that beer's quite flat, actually. A suboptimal experience all round. But, yeah, no, a testament to the power of a vortex mixer, so that's something at least. I'm just glad it didn't hit the tonk, which is a blessing, isn't it? And vaguely surprising, because it was really jetting out. Alex Simpkins says, I'm back. What happened? Accidentally wobbletroned a beer, opened the beer, got beer everywhere. It's been a wild 10 minutes. Oh, don't knock it over now, Johnny. Come on. Titan Uranus has done a super chat, which reads, Today I am alike the pair, for I have drunk my first plate of blood as a warm-up to Martinmas Eve later this week. Highly recommend. Interesting. I mean, you know, I'm not going to go ew at that, because black pudding's delicious, but drinking blood straight off, that's pretty hardcore. I'm not going to lie to you there, Titan Uranus. I bought some aquavit yesterday. One of the same bottles you sent me in the post, actually. Martinmas Eve. Oh, what's Martinmas? Friday the 11th of November. Oh, it's Armistice Day. Or the Feast of St. Martin, or Martinmas. Old Halloween, or Old Hallowmas Eve. Feast day is celebrating the liturgical year on the 11th of November. The feast was widely seen as a preferred time for the butchering of Martinmas beef from prime fattened cattle. Interesting. So St. Martin of Tours. And apparently it's traditional to share a goose for dinner. Delightful. Hope you have a lovely time. Oh, good. I just got a few WhatsApps from my loving spouse saying "lol" about me Vortex mixing a can of beer and then opening it all over myself. Give me 1 sec, actually. I'm going to mute my microphone. Right. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Nick Janamo Smith says at least it won't be on the internet forever. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's better they found out this way and thought it was funny than I had to admit it later on, I suppose. So many little pipes on this fucking car. Trueman says, Thursday is my birthday. Will you be streaming, Johnny? Actually, no, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint. But let me just double check by looking at my calendar. No, I will be away. So I hope you have a wonderful birthday, though. I hope you have a lovely, lovely time. And I'm sorry I will not be here to share it with you. Baddy Wrongleg says, the remainder of that pint is amazingly close to the paint water. Careful you don't end up with a lovely glass of India Pale Sand, extra creamy. Very strong. Don't worry, everyone. I haven't actually painted my drink water in a very, very long time. I realise that I'm probably cursing myself to do it now, but yeah, it's been alright. This thing is just so hard to miss, and my drink is all the way over here, so wouldn't worry. Yes, I think battle damaging this thing might be the way to go in terms of covering up some, not lazy painting, but a bit little patchy in places probably. Hoskiget says this must be a space vehicle, otherwise there should be rust down by the wheels. Well, I haven't finished painting it yet. Okay. Blech. This mouse stinks. Horrible. Bloody horrible. Ugh. More pipes. Let's have a look. I can't have done them all. I'm not painting the underside. Thank you kindly. Okay. Yeah. We've done the pipes. And they could probably do with a little touch up, but I'll get to that in a bit. I am going to strip back some of this blue. And then we will put Black Templar on some of this. And I want to do a kind of glowy effect in there because there's also a clear plastic lens. Oh god, that's a lot of paint. Oh well. The clear plastic lens that you can glue in there. And I'd like it to look like it's like gearing up for a nice frame. To borrow a term from Monk. Going to do it back here as well. RV Dammit says, Bubble People Car? Bubble People Car. How are you, RV Dammit? It's nice to see you in chat. I am, painting a Hekaton Land Fortress, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it, which is very rare for me with vehicles. And yet here we are. Feels like growth, doesn't it? Lillian says, so you're glazing Black Templar on silver paint to get a black metallic look? You bet your sweet bippy I am. I'll show you. The guns on here, I've gone back in and sort of touched it up with a little bit more silver. But, come on, focus. It's a good technique, basically. It looks like oxidized metal, and it's nice. Whoop. Oh, God. Excuse me. I think I'm falling apart today. Mel says, all right, I need to go and focus on studying. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Lovely chat. Take care, Mels. I hope studying goes well. Just looked over my shoulder and I completely forgot we painted a mammoth on the stream a while ago. That was good, wasn't it? Quite pleased with how this thing turned out. But anyway, we're not talking about mammoths right now. We're talking about tonks. Okay. Just got so much silver paint to use up. We should start attacking the details, whether or not we're going to put contrast paint over them. To be honest with you, I'm not even going to glaze the contrast paint on. I'm just going to whack it on. It doesn't really need to be watered down or anything. It just goes on. Bloody hell, it's raining hard. I really hope that stops in time for the end of the stream. So otherwise, Watson and I are going to have an adventure going to the toilet together. Well, not together. I go with her, but she goes to the toilet. I go to the toilet in a house. But you know what I mean. Nathan says, I think I'm done building and painting for the evening. Have a good rest of the stream. Take care, Nathan. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Have a great evening. And congrats again on the Blood Bowl rats. Whacking on too much silver paint. Da 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 da. That's a detail. Let's make that silver. It's actually quite freeing to be like, I've got shitloads of silver paint on this palette. Let's just use it. I feel like I can just go on a rampage and just make lots of things silvery and then work out what to do with them later. Happy accident. Except for the shaking up of the beer. That was not a happy accident. That was just foolish. But hey-ho. AWM Perry says, must be off, folks. Cooking dinner, chips and a burger with bacon and grilled pineapple. Mmm. I hope it goes well. Have a lovely rest of your day. Take care of yourself. It was nice having you in chat. And thank you for the super chats also. That was very kind. Oh, I did get a bit of beer on this model. Oh well. To be honest, it just smells like paint, so that's fine. We've got a weird little like warhead poking out here that I am going to paint silver, but I want to slap like a red contrast on it actually. Treating myself to all the colours. God, this paint goes on pretty badly and I am just slapping it on. But hey ho. Right, there's more of those things. They need to go silver. I need to work out what to do with the 4 turrets. I need to paint that one blue. Just so much to do. It's a big tonk. But I'm pleased to say I'm not losing my sense of momentum with it. I'm not getting dispirited, which is often the worry for me when I'm doing a big model, especially a mechanical one. I don't know why I have such a block on vehicles, but I really do. Put some silver in there because there's a little bit of silver just snuck on there, but it looks like battle damage. I'm also going to do it in here because what I'm going to do is I got some Nighthaunt Gloom, which is kind of like a technical paint, but it was one of the first contrast paints, and I'm going to put it in there to make them like glowy. Excuse me. Sam Street says, got to run too, got a class to teach. Enjoy, everyone. Take care, Sam. I hope the class behaves and learn and appreciate you for what you do. Ray PW says, warhead or spiky egg? Why not both, eh? Spiky war egg. Thank you for drawing my attention to back to that bit of the model, because there's a fan here. And I want that to be silver. That's a bit messy, but it's fine. We can clean that up later. What else needs to be silver? You're fine, you're fine. These guns. So I'm going to apply some Blamplar to them. Alex Simpkins done a super chat saying, week after week, I'm always impressed with your painting. I was wondering if you would ever submit one of your models for the Golden Demon Awards. I don't think I'm quite there yet, to be honest with you. Like, I love painting, but also I am... Firstly, thank you for the super chat and the very kind words. That's a really lovely compliment. But I don't think I'm quite there yet. The standard in the Golden Demon, I happened to be at Warhammer World on the Friday of the Golden Demon weekend, so I saw some of the entries up close, including like the main, the big winner. And they are absolutely superb. There's also a level of cleanliness to the painting and like a level of precision that currently is just not really in my wheelhouse. And I don't necessarily mean that to say that to mean like I can't do it, but that's just not my that's just not I have a very painterly style and I like it. I like painting things up in the style that I've sort of fallen into, and I think they look nice, but I don't think that's what... It's not the kind of thing you want if you want to get anywhere in Golden Demon. Not that I'm really a competitive person. Like, just entering would be shits and giggles. Like, it'd be fun. But I don't know. I feel like I'd have to paint very differently and push myself in all sorts of new ways, which is fun and exciting because I like learning and I like trying new techniques. But currently, I think if I painted something and submitted it, it wouldn't get a look in. So... maybe in the future. I must say, when we were going around Golden Demon, I looked at some of the entries, and this is going to sound like I'm bad-mouthing them, but I'm not. I looked at some of them, and I was like, I reckon I can do this. I reckon I could put something in here that's of a similar standard. And that was a nice realization, so maybe in future. Treeman says, you have to assemble these models, don't you? Have you ever tried pre-painting before you assemble it? Yes, it's called painting in sub-assembly, and I can't be asked. I've done it a couple of times. I did it with one of the Carriage and Overlord's vehicles, because it's got like a big balloon on top that gets in the way. I've done it with some things, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of the time, I don't really think it's worthwhile. Like, if I can't see it, and I can't get a brush to it, do I need to paint it? Kind of feeling that way about this like little suspension thing here. Like, I'm going for it, but there are just some bits of a model that don't really need to be painted. And I find the convenience of painting in sub-assembly, because I do it sometimes, but the convenience versus the fear of putting it together and wondering if the super glue is just going to strip the paint off is a lot. So Chaos says, I've set myself a challenge of improving my painting to a Golden Demon standard in the next year, just because I have a very vivid idea for a very silly diorama. Crack on, Kay. That sounds brilliant. I hope it comes good. I don't really know where I go in terms of improving my painting to a Golden Demon standard. I think I'm just going to have to like look at a bunch of tutorials and be like, how do I paint in this style? You know? But then I don't paint in that style because I don't really like it that much. It doesn't excite me. Whereas like doing things a bit slapdash, I quite enjoy it. Like, I don't know basically, I've found a comfortable style for myself and I like it. And the current standard, the current style that's on show across competitions, while amazing, isn't really the aesthetic I like. So I'm a bit like, Jack Wood says Kay's idea is incredible. Well, I hope to hear about it someday. Because incredible sounds good. You heard it here first, everyone. Incredible sounds good. But anyway, sub-assemblies for cowards. It isn't, but I find it funny to say. Okay. Silver. There's a few more bits that can just be sort of silverish. But then should they be secretly yellow? Yeah. I'm going to do ochre there and ochre there. Got all those guns. Let's hit this little thing. This little guy. We're making pretty good time on this. Haywire says, I feel attacked. Nah, sub-assembly is great. It's just I lack the patience, I think. And it's patience, I think, that has... it's why a lot of my painting looks the way it does, where I'm just like, I simply cannot be fucked. Like, when I see people being like, I spent 100 hours on painting this one model, I genuinely am like, I don't understand how. And that's not me having a pop at those people. It is me literally not understanding how that works. It's a me problem, not a them problem. But it's still very odd. Just like, how? 100? How? I guess glazing takes up a lot of that time, but... Need to get the ochre out in a sec. There are a few details I want to do ochre, like the little dots on the side of the thing here. Ah, hang on. There we go. Sorry, I've got a tattoo on my stomach and it itches, so I'm slapping it. What was I going to say? Painting. Painting. It's nice, I like it. Erosmith says, apropos of no egg chat, how likely is a God of War Ragnarok Presney Chiodini? I have no PS5, so need to live vicariously through you, haha. I'm pretty sure it'll happen. It's just a matter of when. We've just kicked off a playthrough of A Plague Tale Innocence. And then it's based on what people vote for. We played God of War quite recently. So, like, people may not want to go back that soon. I'm not sure, basically. But, yeah, I reckon I'll play it. So if you do want to live vicariously specifically through me, hold tight. And if you just can't wait to see that game, I'm sure there will be plenty of YouTube Let's Play series, with or without commentary, long before I get to it. And I won't be offended if you watch them, I promise. Monk says 50 to 60 hours on a model is my record, but that was a bust that inspired me to go up a notch. Fair. Tom Titherington has done a super chat saying, "Love you all." Thank you, Tom. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for the super chat. Jack Wood says, "I think Sigvald is the mini I've spent the longest on, but because of brain, I never track how long a project takes." Neither do I. I always try and keep track of how long something takes me, and I never, ever, ever manage it. I never remember. With the exception of, like, if I'm streaming, I'll be like, oh, I streamed for 4 hours, and I got that done in 2.5. But then I know, also when I'm streaming, I stop and talk a lot more, and I'm reading stuff, and I don't need pale sand. That was alarming. My hand just... Are my hands possessed? Just found the pale sand and tried to use it. No, I don't need it. Paul Howard says, "Posture check. I just moved and realised my mistake." My posture's okay, actually. I'm fairly straight-backed today. I got a little bit... I'm carrying quite a lot of tension in my shoulders, but I do that. Oh, I shouldn't wipe my brush there anymore. It's covered in beer. Ooh, that was a pop. That was my shoulder. For 14 says, "After the old PS2 God of Wars, I'm not very interested in the new ones." They're very different for 14. I think they realised they had a legacy that was very like, whoa, tits and violence, and they have taken pains to, like, not address it, but to acknowledge it and accept it and try and move past it to tell a different and kind of more engaged story. And I think it's brilliant what they've done. Like, they're not shying away from the legacy, but they are explicitly kind of saying, like, we can move on and be something else now. Just going to tidy up some of this blue. And also one of these turrets needs a paint. I think I'm going to try and do everything, and then I'm going to do the crew last, so I don't have to worry. To be honest, the last thing I do is probably going to be the wheels, because I'm just holding them constantly. I don't want to take the paint off them. Whizboom puts it very well. What if Kratos, but emotional growth instead of wallet chains and hair gel? Extremely apt. Very good. Okay. It's painting over the beer. Horrible. What was I wanting to touch up? Oh yeah, the turrets. They need a paint. I think these turrets are really funny. They look like sligs from Oddworld. Here, boy. Get 'em. Etc., etc. Tell you what, I'll do the surround, but I'll do like the face plate, as it were, silver. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, my posture is fantastic. The swivel chair I had for work, PlayStation and eating had broken, so had a new one delivered Friday. So comfortable. Excellent. Good news. People deserve to be comfortable. There, I said it. I know, it's a controversial opinion. But people deserve to be comfortable. You know what I might do with the turrets down here, because they look quite uniform, is on these little cheek plates here, sneak in some ochre. That's going to be a pain to do, but we'll try it. I really like the joyful, brazen confidence of doing a super chat and saying, my posture is fantastic. Good. Believe in yourself, Nick. That's delightful. I'm happy for you and your posture. Good news. Okay. Right, let's get the ochre out again. Ooh, popping and cracking. Ooh, that needs a touch up. Save the battle damage for when I actually want to do battle damage, please, tank. Yeah, that's nice. These little dots. They're nice. I might do these ones blue then. Fuck it, why not? A bit of fun. Monster Noodle has done a super chat saying, my posture is awful and my spine is spaghetti. Oh no, Monster, I'm so sorry. Fix that shit. Or, if you can't, sorry I said that. Oh god. You know what I mean. Spaghetti's nice though. Spaghetti's like a tasty treat. Keep digging, Johnny. The only way out is through. Weekend Minis asked an important question. Cooked or uncooked? That is salient. Tiny Rainer says, how are your palms? Sweaty? Very good. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm. Spaghetti to drop bombs. But he keeps on spaghetti what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes spaghetti. He opens his mouth, but spaghetti won't come out. Hugh says, are you planning to eat Monster Noodle's spine, Johnny? Of course not. No. If I want spaghetti, I'll just go get some spaghetti. We're cool, it's alright. Here's a question. Do I want to do these bits blue? Let's find out. Yes, it's nice. There we go. Oh, Monster Noodle says, I'm trying to fix it. I had surgery in 2020 and now get to play drums as part of my physiotherapy, so that's pretty cool. That's rad. I didn't know physiotherapy could involve drums. That's great. Needless to say, I hope the physio continues to go brilliantly. Yep. Oh, that's why I wanted more okay. For this door. Which I just can't seem to paint properly. Oops, I need to tidy up that panel. So this is what killed me about the rhino that I painted, the apology bus. It was a big flat panels like this. It was just a nightmare getting them painted evenly. I hated it. But I'm going to shade this at some point and then we'll be fine. What's next? This fucker needs to be painted. I'm going to save all of this. I'm just going to ignore all of this stuff. I think it's finally time for me to start tackling all of these bloody cables. For which I will require some matte black. Matthew Black, please make yourself known. Now we'll need this small layer brush. Waves. Oh god, this mat smells so bad now. Ooh. Keep Calm and Reload says, I fell on my hand and busted my thumb and I was told to play video games to train it because the small movements of the sticks were good gentle training. Nice. Goth Bunny says, yay, I finally caught you live. Work smarter, not harder, so I managed to finish early, so I'm watching you on the train home and loving the paintwork, Johnny. Hello, Goth Bunny. I hope the train is treating you well, that there are no annoying passengers in your vicinity, or indeed anywhere on the train. And yeah, that you're just having a nice old time. We are painting a big tank. And currently, the step we're doing is look at all these wires. I'm dreading this ever so slightly, I'm not going to lie. But it's important, I think. And annoyingly, I don't think it's a good idea to do all of these black. Because I'm going to lose all the definition. So I'm going to pick out some of them and then I'll do the others in like red. Maybe an orange in there as well. Buh. Hugh says lightly zoned out and zoned back in just as Johnny glanced straight into the camera. Apparently Monkey Brain realising it is being looked at still startles it because it made me jump. Sorry, Hugh. Goth Bunny says, luckily I'm almost alone in my carriage, so no annoying passengers apart from me in sight. Hooray! I'm sure you're not annoying. Little confession, every single time I'm on the London Underground and I am in a carriage to myself, I blow extremely loud raspberries just for the fun of it. My poor partner has been witness to this. When we're just alone, so I'm like, fuck it. No one can stop me. Just blowing raspberries. It's great. You should try it. If you're ever completely alone in a carriage, on public transport, just stick your tongue out and go absolutely hog wild. It's so satisfying. Lucas says, Johnny, that is adorable. It's so freeing, Lucas. I'm serious. You've got to give it a go sometime. Just. Marissa says, are you sure you were alone, Johnny? Statistically, it's likely I've done it once, at least once, when someone else has been in the carriage. I don't care. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope I inspired them to do the same sometime. It's just fun. Just go for it. It's great. This bit's boring. And right now, I feel like it's making fuck all difference. But I'm going to persevere, because I think it will eventually. Just need to get some other colours. Black wasn't the best one to start with. What the fuck is that bit? Let's paint it black. I see that bit, and I want to paint it black. Oh, it's more cables. Right, okay. Sorry, I realise I'm painting off screen again. Monster Noodle says some poor fucker watching the CCTV is like, what are they doing? Having a great time, CCTV operator. Get off my back. You know? Try it. You're presumably alone in your CCTV room. Blow some bloody raspberries already. Come on, God. Okay. Oh, there's just so much. Actually, there's not that much. It's fine. There are like some fairly prominent wires here and here. And then I can just let all that stuff down there go. Here is a point. So into the turrets. We'll do those bits. Nick Janamo Smith says the London Underground CCTV folks have definitely seen weirder shit than that. Oh, they have. The Tube is a weird place, especially after a certain hour on a weekend. It is bizarre. Cool, okay. Actually, the cabling's not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that's nice. One sec. Right. Whoa! Rogue Monitor's done an absolutely massive super chat. That's huge. Thank you, Rogue Monitor. It reads, finally caught you live. Hello. Starting a new better job in December for more money, less hours, and less questionable morals. Would like to share my good fortune with my favourite Vibes creator. Thank you, that's so kind. And congratulations. More money, less hours, and less questionable morals. That is... Oh, that's a delightful trio, isn't it? That's fantastic news. Congratulations. And thank you again for a truly generous super chat. That's lovely of you. I hope the new job is wonderful and that the people there are nice. Because you bloody deserve it. Ah, more money for less time. I mean, the dream. Would you like to do less of this work stuff? Yes, please. All right. Would you like more money to do it? Yes, please. Okay, great. That's your life now. Cool. Titan Uranus says fewer. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there, little Tonk. I'm amazed at how far this has come in 3.5 hours, actually. It's very satisfying. Although these two little lozenges could do with another little tonk of paint. Right. I realise it's been a very... I mean, we've not had a single episode. It's been a very light stream in terms of episodes of Non-Binary Person Looks Through a Box of Paints for one particular paint. So we've only used 4 colours, and I've had them all on my desk. So here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Non-Binary... We've used 6 colours. Non-Binary Person Looks Through a Box of Paints for one particular paint. Today, actually, we're looking for 2 paints. We're looking for a nice red, and we're looking for a pleasant green. Heavy red, that could do it. Let's bring this up here. Maybe not heavy red. Where's gory red? Gory red's a fun one. Although heavy red... No, heavy red is the one. Heavy red is the same red I've used on the bases for my eggs. So... I want to keep that theme going, and I know it's a good accent colour. I do have a fluorescent green, but I feel like that would be overkill. There is this Cayman green, which is very dark, which is not really what we want. So let's put those down. Is Warpstone Glow all dried out? Yes. Bollocks. So, I guess we go with Moot Green. There we go. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Non-Binary Person Looks in a Box of Paints for a Box of Paint. Goth Bunny says, how many paints do you have? I'd love to paint models, but I don't think I have the patience. Patience is an important skill with it, but like there are ways you can just learn to do like quick painting, like contrast paints, for example. you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours on every miniature. I do have a lot of paints, but that's because I love painting and I spend a lot of time doing it each year. So it's just good for me to have them. But also, if you're happy with mixing paints and mixing your own colours, you don't actually need that many. It's just that if you're doing a whole army in the same colour scheme, mixing the same colour every single time you want to paint some of those miniatures can be really time consuming and just ineffective. So it's easier to just buy it pre-mixed. So you can just be like, I need for example, this is moot green. This is challenging. I've also made me realise just how many wires there are. But I don't think I need to paint every single one. I think just a good suggestion of a bunch of wires is plenty. Will we be able to shade this model before the end of the stream? I'm betting no. I'll be perfectly honest with you, but that's fine. There we go. We'll do those in the back. Oh yeah, these ones. Okay. Forgot about these. Ooh, that's easy to paint. Oh, that's satisfying. Whoop. Goth Bunny says, ooh, here's my stop, BRB. Gotta walk home in the rain. No! I hope it's a short walk, Goth Bunny. Jack Wood says, moot green is such a good paint. It really is. It was one of the first ones I bought because I started using it for the Skaven for like warpstone and stuff. And it's just lovely. I like it. A cracking little paint. Oh, I tell you what, actually, this is the first vehicle I've painted in quite a long time, and it's nice to have my confidence up in terms of like being able to reach little bits, but also just determining what I think is worth painting and what actually I can leave by the wayside. It's lovely. I'm having fun, and that is a relief. Because I honestly thought I just hated vehicles. Laura B says, hey, cool, I haven't caught a hobby stream in a while. I'll grab my knitting and join. Yes, Laura B. Welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you. I've got about half an hour left, just under half an hour left on the stream, but, you know, there's several hours that have come before this, if you did want to sort of nip back and catch those. Right. Oh, that's such an itchy tattoo. Cameron says, okay, I've applied for 3 jobs and it's time for anything but that. Good job, Cameron. In fairness, that's applying for jobs is a lot. Like, it is a lot. And it can be all sorts of things, like scary or dispiriting or just fucking time consuming. So I think you've more than earned a break and some anything but that, frankly. Good job. Red wires. some of these wires I can just not paint, I think. I can get away with it. Who's going to stop me, eh? James Workshop, not bloody likely. I quite like it. Oh, missed a bit. The Votan stuff's just so much fun. It's just really lovely models. Having a good time. Having a good time. It's a bit sloppy. I can tidy that up later. Monk says, have you any Stuart Semple Super Black, Johnny? Fucking great for tyres with Typhus Corrosion on top. I've got Typhus Corrosion, but I've never even heard of that Super Black. I do want to do some interesting weathering on the tyres. Not going to get anywhere near weathering today, but all in all, I'm pleased with how this is going. I'm actually tempted to start painting the cockpit rather than doing the whole... No, but then I can just shade inside the cockpit. Just leave that. It's fine. Don't get distracted. That's a whole other thing. My desk stinks of beer. Horrible. Oops, accidentally got some moot green on an ochre panel. Let's fix that. There we go. Just go, ochre. Nasty little door. Sick of that middle bit being really not ochre. I think that should have done it roughly. Bang! Good. Bastard thing. Right, how are we looking for other wires? There's one there that could do with going red. Where did I put that brush? It was there. That's too watery, but fine, whatevs. Ah. My God, are we at the shading stage? I think we are, you know. My God. I think we are. I'm kind of just going to focus on the main body, and then I'm going to focus on, like, say, these lights and the cockpit and stuff, like, toward the end of the whole painting process. Lillian says, Johnny, large panel middle bit looking off is why they put large symbols there. Put your mix rune there. I was planning to do it there and here and here. Just another broke nerd says, Johnny, does that mean you're going to deep clean your desk? Well, I'm not going to deep clean my desk. I'm going to wash this mat. But yes, I will be cleaning. I'll be cleaning up. Don't know what everyone's definition of a deep clean is, but I will be making it so that my desk doesn't smell. Jack escaped the box again, says, I'm going to make a runner. Thanks, Johnny, for the stream. I'm going to get to bed and watch this week's Press Any Chiodini, as I've not sat and enjoyed it yet. Love to you all. Love to all you LSPs. Have fun with the Plague Tale Innocence. It's a lot, but good, but a lot. So just brace yourself for that. Thank you so much for stopping in, and sleep well. I hope you have a lovely time, chilling in bed. And I will catch you soon, I am sure. Alrighty. You know what? I might actually stop there for the day, because that is far more progress than I thought I was going to make in like half the time I thought it was going to take to get to this point. But I don't want to push it too far, and I don't want to rush shading it, so I'm going to stop it there. Emma Benton says, welcome to team, please just let Amicia have a break and be happy for more than 30 seconds, Johnny. It's a lot, that game, isn't it? Anyway, here is where we've got to. I am pleased with it. So next will be like shade the model, highlight the model, work on all of these details, do the sort of gun black. There's a lot to do basically, but that I think is a cracking start. So thank you so much, everyone. Manuel Rivera says, Johnny, can I ask the meaning for the page logo? I started following you a few months ago and never figured out why the pig or warthog. It is actually not a fucking hell. It's not really a pig or a warthog. It's a wild boar, and the reason for that is I've got one tattooed on my arm because like they're one of my favorite animals, but also like I kind of like identify with them. Like if I were an animal, or if I had a demon, like in His Dark Materials, it would be a wild boar, because like I'm quite happy just rootling around a lot of the time by myself, just being a hairy little sod sort of grunting about in the woodland. But also if people really piss me off, I can be I can get quite grumpy. So they just seem like me. So yeah, it's if I were an animal, that's what I would be. Naka says, "We'll attack people for invading their space." Yeah, just it's important to set boundaries. So that's why it just feels like the most me thing, really. And there we go. But thank you all so much for watching this stream. It's been lovely. It's what a joy to paint a big tonk, and have it look nice. There's a long way to go, but so far, I'm pleased with how it's looking. So I will let you go now. Enjoy however much of your day is left. Like I said before, I will not be streaming on Thursday. Apologies for that. But on Saturday, there'll be another episode of Press Any Chiodini, so either an episode of Prey or a Plague Tale Innocence, depending on which series you're on. If you want to get involved in Plague Tale Innocence now, before it comes to YouTube for everybody, you can go to patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini and join up at the second or third tier, and you'll immediately get access to the new series of Press Any Chiodini. There's a lovely episode waiting for you. But either way, thank you so much for watching this and for chatting and super chatting and just generally being lovely. Take care of yourselves, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye.